Rock, cock, and I am ready to explode. I know he said unload, but I'm ready to explode. Oh, I haven't been out of the house in a while for fun stuff. It's been weeks. I missed the going away party for Boss Man Liz. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I missed karaoke last night. I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm owing money, and that's why I can't afford to go anywhere. That across from me is my good buddy Dirt.
Yes, sir.
Who's still a man about town. I'm working on it. But speaking of man about town, fresh from a haircut place. I don't know. It was a week ago you got a haircut, maybe?
Like 4 or 5 days.
You look so good.
But
with
it was like 2 months before, so it definitely looks fresh, I'm sure.
Dude, definitely when you clean up, you look good. And
Yeah, but otherwise you're a fucking sack of shit.
That's what I took from that.
I'm sorry, not you. It's self, just in general. Because I mean, like, when I let my hair grow long and I get a haircut, even if it's a bad haircut, just because it's clean and nice, it makes you feel good, you know.
Well, I already run hot, so once the hair around the side of my head, you know, where a skin fade would generally be, gets real thick, it's horrible.
That's what it's called, a skin fade, right?
Yeah, skin fade.
You have a nice sized head and a shaped head too. It's like a square head.
I feel like it's a funny thing to be complimented on, but it's been through my life. Like I had a shaved head for a long time, and people would, you know, just be like, "Man, you got a really good shaped head."
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool.
Mine's round and
spherical.
Well,
Put it on your business card.
Yeah.
Well, you see, when you get a fade, they know where to stop. My head is sort of round like a globe. They're not sure where that, hairline should go.
Well,
Just
that
looks like the Continental Divide.
No, that just means you're not going to a proper barber. I can look at your head right now and tell where the fade should start.
I got a hat on.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I can see the curvature of your head and where the fade would start and finish. So I used to do hair. I mean, not like, professional, but back in the day when, football and everybody's cutting everybody, I went from shaving everybody's heads to actually doing like fades and stuff over a period of time. I used to be able to give myself a fade, even the back of my head. I couldn't do it now.
I smell a show bit coming on.
Oh, fade yourself. Or wait, no, me cutting Owen's hair?
Yeah, we'll do it on the show. Like, we'll just fucking put some blankets down and shit, and you can fucking cut his hair on the show.
I'm probably terrible now, so I'm down.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
I'll put it this way. I'm going to be real. It won't end up looking as bad as it does now.
Well, I've had a hat on. I never know. They never know where to stop it. Oh, yeah, it looks really bad on the camera.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, dude. I think I've told you before, but you're not listening to me.
Go to a male barber.
And Spanish. For whatever reason, I'll be racist for one time. If you're going to be my barber, you have to be Spanish.
Well, Hispanic.
If you're gonna be my barber,
my favorite ones are the bar. No, my favorite ones are the barbershops where only one guy out of 12 speaks English, and before they do your hair, they have to bring over the translator, and you tell the translator, and then he tells the other person what you want.
Oh, that guy's got a lot of pressure.
No.
I hope I said that right,
dude. It always comes out perfect. I mean, and the Twins barbershop up there, right here in Apopka,
yeah,
they're one of them. There's like 2 or 3 guys that speak English there. But
it's funny because the translation probably goes, "Hey, this one just wants to look like the other white guys."
Yeah. we need another weirdo haircut over here.
You ever hear the word gringo?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Blanco, psycho.
Is that not? You're not supposed to say that. I forget which words you're not supposed to say.
Well, don't.
What?
Say it
I
then.
mean,
don't tempt it.
Okay, never mind. Forget what I just said there.
I mean, I don't think gringo is necessarily a bad word.
But no, just to reaffirm my point, that shop that has like 12, 15 people that cut hair, I did not have the same person do my hair twice. I probably had 7 different people and 7 different visits, and every time it came out good.
They were all good.
I'm telling you. And you're talking about even for the beard and a fucking hot towel treatment and straight razor and everything, $35.
Nice. Oh, yeah, that's great. I had my hair cut one time by a haircut. I actually had my head and everything straight. Well, head and everything, not like everything. Everything from the neck up, straight razor shaved by Broadway Joe, who I think he's passed now. But at the time when he did it, he was in his 90s. But he's the guy who used to cut Sinatra and the Rat Pack's hair.
Oh, holy shit.
And he had a shop in Longwood for a little while. And I saw an article came out about him. And I was getting ready to leave for New York to do all those Salmonelli shows. And I had the pencil-thin mustache and all that. So I went to him, and I'm like, this is what I want. He's like, yeah, no problem. And he's like that breathy Italian guy voice.
Did you have hair at the time, or did you just shave?
No,
your head?
he did the whole hot towel shave, and with straight razor shaved my whole head, my face, and then lined up the mustache. I'm like, yeah, it was fucking awesome.
And it just took, and never, your hair never grew back.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, he must have put some rat poison on my head.
He
or something.
cuts hair so good it doesn't grow back.
If that was true, I would go to that motherfucker in a heartbeat.
That'd be amazing.
To not have to do this
right
3 times a week would be awesome.
What would you look like if you let it grow?
Like him with hair. What do you
Well, no, I mean, like, is it patchy?
A hamster that came out of Chernobyl? I mean, I don't know.
So it's patchy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the state of Florida. Like I got the peninsula right here, and then the fucking
So you got the
Okeechobee
horseshoe?
right here, and then there's a strip in the front here, but it's like every movie where they show somebody, some creepy fucking
They have your haircut.
pervert guy. They got that like really like thin wispy hair in the front here. So it's like when it grows out, it looks like a fucking Gerber baby cowlick, and then the rest of the hair is thick in the back. Like, yeah.
That's like half of the 90s villains.
Yeah, exactly.
And by the way, I don't mean to make you feel bad. Your head looks good too when it's shaved.
I appreciate that.
I mean, a good head.
Yeah, I mean, there's no like scars or.
There are,
lumps.
but you just can't see him as well.
Yeah.
Well, then it's not that big of a scar.
Right. I used to have a scar on my forehead that looked like a coin slot for a cocksucking machine. But
I actually
that was from catching a golf club to the forehead from my brother.
I got a scar back
My
here
fault, not his.
from being pistol whipped.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it wasn't
All
fun.
right.
That's a good story.
You win the manliness of the manliness award.
I mean,
tonight.
I was hogtied and pistol whipped, so it wasn't really. Yeah, it wasn't.
I'm like-
I didn't feel very manly at the time. When
Yeah,
you're,
probably-
when you're laying in a pool of your own blood.
Yeah, I'm sure the sounds coming out weren't very manly either.
Yeah, as I was faking being dead, it wasn't very
Oh,
manly.
man.
I yelled at a guy in traffic the other day.
By the way, they knew I wasn't dead. They kept hitting me.
That's horrible.
They're like, do dead people piss and shit? And they're like, I don't think so. Keep hitting him.
Yeah.
How long did it go on for? Just like 10 minutes or 5 minutes?
I'm sure it felt a lot longer.
Like I would say, I don't know about time, but I would say I'm sure he hit me a good 12 or 15
Why
times.
didn't he kill you, this person?
I don't know. As a matter of fact, it's one of those things that to this day, it's a little. It was someone I had even played like football with and everything. It was a weird scenario.
So he knew you. It was a
Yeah,
friend.
it was someone I knew, and even though they were wearing masks, I knew who it was. I was like, "Yo, why the hell are y'all doing this?"
There's
think
more
the
than
reason-
one?
Yeah, it was 3.
Oh, my God.
They did
they
something
take
pretty
turns?
No, it was one person, but it was crazy. They actually cut all the cords off of, like the fridge and the microwave and the TV and everything. That's what they tied us up with.
Oh, shit.
That's weird.
Well, you don't want a trail of
That
you buying
makes
that
sense
shit.
because if you bring rope with you, your hair's probably going to be in the fiber of it, but your hair's not going to stick in the fiber of a fucking plastic coated,
They can match that shit up. Like if you take some rope from your home and you have some more of the same rope at the house, they'll fucking match that up.
No, like I said, I mean, even though everything was really fucked up, looking back, I'm like, that was pretty smart.
Was it just you at the house or other people?
Me and one other person, and that was the only reason they got let into the house. I was actually in the shower at the time. They got me out of the shower.
Did the other person
butt
get beat
naked. No.
Oh, man, so they did all that while you were butt naked?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking shitty.
Oh, I know why they let him live then. The bag tattoo.
Your tramp stamp saved your life.
I thought you were just gonna say, "Oh, he's gonna live with that thing." Of course.
Oh.
That's worse than death.
That's
your
what I was
dick?
going to say. I was like, what would be worse, getting pistol whip or 3 guys seeing my dick? Like, I don't know.
3 guys seeing your tramp stamp. That's the worst.
Oh, man.
Give him one more for the tattoo.
That's what gave him a breather. They stopped beating his ass for a minute to debate over what the fuck that is on the tramp stamp. Is that a ram? I don't know. It looks like a llama. Maybe it's a llama and a ram. I don't know.
Look at him playing dead. We see that tramp stamp breathing.
You know what? Didn't have the tramp stamp yet.
Oh.
I just realized I was just sitting here trying to think of time. I don't think I had the dragon. I got that when I was 18.
Well, there goes 5 more minutes of jokes I had. So.
Okay, so I had the tramp stamp. It was a different one though. It was a unicorn at the time. I got the cover up of the ram.
No, I thought it was a dragon or something now.
No, the dragon's above the tramp stamp.
Okay, he's protecting it.
He's the king of Tramp Stamp Mountain.
Oh,
if anybody
Lord.
gets too close, he bites him.
I was
Tramp stamp guardian.
super hammered when I was trying to talk one of my buddies into getting a tramp stamp of Pete's dragon just peering out of his butt crack. And it's like you just put both of his paws on the top of each of your ass cheeks, and then his head poking out of the ass crack, looking around.
Might
Or you
one
get that
older.
thing with the guy with the nose that hangs over.
Like he's looking over your bush.
But then you got to get a patch on every pair of your pants, so that's weird. Seems like a lot of effort.
Weirder things out there, man. But all right, well, everybody, other than Boss Man Liz, why is she moving away? I forget.
So
I didn't really read it.
Her grandfather recently passed away.
Yes.
And Starly's uncle recently passed away, all of which happening in Arizona.
Man.
And they went home for the funerals and sort of like looked at their family and like, holy shit, everybody's getting older and like we're kind of missing out on a lot here. So they just decided to take the next few years, move back, be with their both have grandmothers still alive. So they wanted to spend time with their grandmothers and sort of be there for the family.
They could have spent time with mine.
And I mean, they both said like we had their going away at St. Andrews last Saturday. And then they came over and hung out with, just the two of them and Heather and I, which is the way it started. They wanted to do that one more time before they left. And both of them said they're like, we're going to be back. We just don't know when.
Are they already gone?
They left this morning.
Oh, son of a bitch!
So
I felt horrible because I totally had planned on going up there.
You didn't end up going?
I didn't end up going because my throat was still fucking
yeah.
sore. Bro, that sickness lasted over October 15th was the fucking day that I got sick. It was the day after I
Who'd
did
you
Smart-
figure out you got it from? It wasn't me.
I have no idea. I honestly, because it was the day after I worked for Fritz, but they weren't sick. You know what I mean? So it was just really weird.
Okay.
But I was sick up until about 3 or 4 days ago.
I probably gave you some of it. I probably
Maybe. I'm convinced what happened was I just started feeling better before the Halloween karaoke.
Right.
And I think I got sick again.
That could
is
be
what happened. I think I got sick back to back. And then, so between still being sick, being paranoid, I was going to get sick and bring something home to my mother, who spent 2 weeks in the hospital the last month. I just felt it was better not to go.
Makes sense. Yeah, no, that's totally responsible.
But I felt bad. I wanted to go.
Yeah. They when I showed up to load in for karaoke last night, they were at the pub for like 10 minutes or so, and then they left. They had just packed up, went and moved packed up, got a hotel for the night. Moved all their stuff out of the house. They had the dogs with them, and they were going to get a hotel and then leaving like first thing this morning.
I mean, the only reason she came here, Liz, was because of you, right? And
that was the original plan. Yeah. So when she came and visited and stayed with Heather and I 3-4 times, over the years, and had wanted to move here because all the soccer that she wanted was here, like everything that she really enjoyed was here. And then we came up with the idea. I had spoken to some people at the radio station about getting her into sports radio. So we started our podcast, and that was going to be the springboard to going FM with it. And it just wasn't for her. Yeah. It's like and she's a stat machine when it comes to sports, but she just doesn't have the focus to be able to do that 5 days a week. You know what I mean? It's like if you're going to go FM, you got to do it 5 days a week.
I've always said, and I know it depends on the person and what it is and everything, but that whole do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. I also know people that doing what they love has turned it into something they don't like because you've got to do it all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So it definitely, depends on what it is. But just like I didn't think I would want to podcast, I pretty much got talked into it, and now I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I can see also the opposite, thinking you'd want a podcast. Yeah, let's do it. You get in it, like, this isn't what I thought.
Right,
You talked into it. Who talked you into it?
You guys, pretty much.
I said, hey, you want to come do it? I hear you're sad.
No, Heather made him sit next to her.
Heather, like I was just here, like you guys said, yeah, you want, and I said I'll come sit in, but I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
And then
that's
Heather
what they all
basically
say.
just kept shoving the mic over and no, like waving at me and telling me to talk, and it got me going. So you have her to blame.
Well, I'm glad you're here. And hey, and that goes to something where you should try stuff, even if you're uncomfortable.
I only try stuff I'm uncomfortable with.
It might
Oh
stick.
man, have I got a treat for you?
Well, speaking of uncomfortable things, and I think we were talking about old ladies there. So not Liz and Starley, but I think you mentioned your mom, and I mentioned my grandmother. Old ladies.
Old ladies.
That was a tie-in.
Yeah, I know. I'm horrible at these. It's been 3 weeks since we did a show, and I get a little rusty.
I'm already happier with how it's turning out than I thought. I'm like really low energy feeling right now. So,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Dude,
so far we got some good laughs. It's working.
I think it's the time of year. It gets darker earlier, and then of course mentally we're worried about things. Like what's going on with your mom, and Christmas is coming, so you got that fucking pressure. And it can't be easy to move this time of year.
No, yeah, they hired a moving service too.
Lucky them.
Yeah, that's what she's like. I'm not going through this again. So they hired a moving service. All they have to do is drive there. All their shit was with a moving company.
I've never moved to another state. That's got to suck ass.
Yeah, I know. Well, in that drive, they're driving from here to Phoenix.
See, drives don't bother me. My dad was a trucker. I've
Yeah.
driven to New York in like 2.5 days. Like driving doesn't bother me. As a matter of fact, usually I get zoned in, and the next thing I know, I'm like, oh, I've been driving for 30 hours.
Man, that's one of the things that I learned from touring is to try to spend as little money as possible. You try to save anywhere you can, and so I have actually driven from Orlando to New York nonstop before. The reason being, if you don't stop, you don't have to pay for a hotel. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, no, that's the way I
it's
always
16 hours.
Pull off at a rest area and sleep in the car.
No, pull off at a rest area, piss, get back in the car, keep driving.
I mean that too. I mean you can take a nap there. I've had.
I literally smoked in a rest station at every single state between here and New York. I made it a point that in each state I had to stop at least once.
Okay, I mean you wouldn't just smoke in the car.
I smoked in the car too.
Okay,
But the whole point was saying that I smoked at a rest stop.
Oh, so it's a challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you on I-75.
Tap my foot a couple times, got a blowjob.
I-75 going north. I'm sure you've stopped at mile marker 420.
I never really held. As funny as it sounds, with the stoner I am, I never really held to the 420 thing. I was like, I'm not limiting myself to like that. I'm always smoking. It just a lot of times it falls on 420, but that's just
He stopped at mile marker 24/7.
Yeah.
I used to play the
double aught.
When you're new to smoking marijuana or the weed, you kind of like you have to try it on everything. I'm going to Walmart. I'm going to smoke some weed. See how Walmart is, stuff like that. Eventually, you get to the point where it's kind of like, okay, I've done everything. So what I would do is I would sit down and watch a program, and I would play the 420 game. And the 420 game is whenever somebody made a mention, it didn't have to be a direct mention for pot and marijuana. Maybe there was something cooking on the stove, and they go, would you check that pot for me? Oh, they said the word pot, so you'd have to smoke a bowl. And so by the first commercial break, you were pretty baked. So
What are you, 15?
Well, I was in my 20s when I was doing this.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
I need no games to get high.
Well, you just said you had to stop at every fucking rest. Okay,
No,
it's a
I
little,
know.
little.
Well,
little
I think I was like 22 when I did that.
Exactly.
So, okay.
Crazy fucking
fine.
20s. But
He probably had a bottle of Goldschlager with him at the time,
Oh,
and some
fucking
Jägermeister.
all right. Well, speaking of our 20s, let's go 4 times that into our 80s. These old ladies are making some news.
Old ladies in the 80s?
Old ladies in their 80s making the news, and not my grandmother. She's about to be in her 90s. Cher, did neither of you watch the Thanksgiving Day
We
parade?
didn't watch the Thanksgiving parade, but I was standing in the living room of my brother's house. We actually did Thanksgiving at my brother Ryan's house out in Lake Nona this year, and I was standing in front of the TV talking to Jeff Fritz, and I turned over and Cher was performing, and we both were like, "What the fuck, man?"
Did you? What do you mean by what the fuck? Like what she looked like?
She looks like she has not aged. Like, and I was like, what is she like? She's like, what, 72, 73, something like that?
81, I'm pretty. Well, hold on. Let me actually look it up on the Google. But I'm pretty sure I looked it up when she was singing, and I went to 81. But Cher.
I always, in my mind, I always go to South Park and the Cure for AIDS episode. Where
Oh,
they
yeah.
they just blend up a bunch of money and inject it
Directly
into the
injecting
bloodstream.
$180,000 into your bloodstream.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's not much of a mystery. You're mega rich. You know, not all of them, but most people that are mega rich, they look pretty good in their older age.
You didn't see it, but that's what she looks like or looked like.
I still can't see. I don't have glasses on, so I get your No, that's insane.
But
That's
okay,
absolutely insane.
First
but
off,
it's a ton of work though too.
ton
you
of
know what I mean?
makeup. And look, she's. We're just gonna say she's around her 80 years old.
I already look worse than her, so I'm definitely not talking shit.
That's
you know
what
I mean?
But what she was wearing was pretty sexy. You know, she had like the studded belt, the black pants.
Well, when your job for 30-odd years is to, sing her
sexy?
sex symbol.
She is 77.
Okay, 77. Well,
Still.
that's
She's almost
pretty
80.
old. Maybe Dolly Parton is 81. She was the other old lady that was making news. I didn't see it, but she came out in a small Dallas Cowboys cheerleader outfit.
Her and Dolly Parton both born the same year. They're both 77.
Well, I don't know shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So maybe
I
it's
hope nobody gets their facts here.
well, they're right eventually.
If you get your facts from us, then you've made some mistakes in life.
Yeah, definitely. Google check anything before you believe it.
Well, back with Cher though, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a wig.
I don't think so. Hair's one of the few things that seems to usually stay with people pretty well.
Not that thick.
That
and
dude
beautiful.
behind her is happy as shit. He's like, I present to you, Cher.
She did good for an old gal. She didn't really dance or anything, but she sang. What was she promoting? I
have no idea.
Yeah, I totally. Maybe Macy's or ABC. I don't know.
It could be. I mean, I know what Dolly was promoting.
Well, what was she other than the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, that's what. She was. What did she? Did she sing She sang Rocky Top, I think.
Yeah,
or something like that.
One of her.
But
songs.
Anyway, she is promoting her new album, Rockstar. So she got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year, and she had never made an actual rock album. Willie Nelson got inducted a couple weeks ago, as well, and they're saying that because their cultural icon status has invaded all of pop culture, which I absolutely agree with, especially with Dolly. Like, yeah.
I mean, she looks pretty good.
I mean, as blurry as my vision is, just going by body shape, she's looking pretty good.
She can still get it.
Yeah. Better than me.
All right. But
every time we do these segments on like old celebrities, I feel worse and worse about myself. I'm like, that's like 40 years away, and I already look fucked up.
There's something about like her boobs don't look as big. Did she lose some boobs?
Well, that costume probably changes that, but.
Yeah.
Well, that all depends on what he said. What they're wearing, the way it positions things.
My
I'm
concern.
not wearing the bulge shorts. Same thing.
My concern is some of these ladies, they might be overdoing it for their age.
Yeah, well, maybe, but I mean, I just think that you're talking about two people who have literally been in the public eye their entire lives. Dolly Parton was 17 years old when she started doing the Porter Wagner show, and then Cher, when her and Sonny started doing music, was the early 60s. So you're talking about 60 years ago. She's 77. How old would that have made her? She was like, what, 16, 17? Yeah. So, I mean, if you grow up in that, basically what you see in the mirror, that's your fucking brand. That's your product. So if you want to keep working, you have to keep your product up.
Well, I guess I should have cleared this with you guys earlier. Do you want to call my grandmother and see what she feels about Cher, these 80-year-old women, almost 80-year-old women, dressing up sexy, and if she would be willing to dress up in a cheerleader outfit if it like attracted a man or something?
Oh man, maybe she can get Tom Brady's attention.
Maybe.
You never need my approval to call your grandma.
All right.
You want to do it?
That's always a yes for me.
Well, maybe after the break. I'll tell you.
Okay, we'll come back from the break.
Let's talk about it. I mean, I would just, I know she knows who Dolly Parton is. I'm not sure if she knows who Cher is. She would have to know who Cher is, right? I don't know.
She has to.
But all right. So maybe after the break, we'll check in with the mega old lady and see how she's doing. Man, oh, geez. Coming here today, I mean, I love hanging out here. And like I said, I think earlier, that this is like my one time I get out of the house now to get to hang out. Because I mean,
I like the fact you've had a kid for a month.
It's going on 2 months now, but
2 months, and you're like, God, I'm so tired of being at the house. Fuck them kids.
Yeah, I say that for no reason. So he has all the reason to.
dude, really, it's not so much the baby. The Jackson, the boy, he is right at the age where he's just. And I say this with all the love in my heart for him. He's so fucking annoying right now. He'll if he wants a drink, he'll say he'll repeat it. Even though you acknowledged it, I know you want a juice. I will get you a fucking juice in just a minute. Oh, or whatever he calls me. I forget what he calls me now. I want a juice. I'm like, I get it for you. Just shut up. And then he wants to touch
Maybe
the baby.
he's just being anti-Semitic, and it's not juice he's asking for.
Yeah, I know. He wants attention. That's what he's asking for deep down inside. And I give him a lot of attention. And I love it. Like today when I was leaving to come here, you know, you had friends who got married and then you kind of saw them and then they had kids and they totally disappeared and it was like 10 years later they finally showed up.
Yep.
I can kind of understand that now because like as I was leaving today, he started throwing a fit. He was like, Owen, don't leave me. Please don't leave me. And he starts like bawling and crying and I'm like, oh my God. Like on one hand, it's frustrating. Why are you throwing a fit? I'll be back in a few minutes, you little kid. And then you say in your head, he's a little kid and he loves you. That's why, and you don't want to leave. You just want to stay there and hug him. But then you say, hey, hon, you got this. The baby's pooping. And I'll see you in a couple hours. Don't listen. She does this other thing, too, which I've noticed. And, you know, I'm really starting to pick out her weirdness. Whenever I'm going out to hang out, like I said, like this is like only thing I do. Back in the day, I mean, 2 or 3 nights a week, I'd go out, bar, drink, have fun, go home, sleep it off, go to work. You know, it was a great life. This life, don't get me wrong, much better. Love it. I'd trade it for anything, and I did.
I could tell what tone of your voice. It's so serious.
No, I'm serious.
Sound like you're running for a re-election.
It's really great. I've got these kids and a wife that loves me. It's awesome.
The beard. But no, I've noticed she's doing this like look. She like how can I say this without getting killed when I get home?
Annoying AF.
No, she gets jealous, I think, of me going out and hanging out with you guys.
Okay.
And you know when you go to like say, hey baby, I'm gonna head out. Okay. You know, it's the short little answers, and you lean down.
I mean, shit, I'd be the same way. I always enjoy when she's on the show. We have a good time, so it's understandable. I'd be mad if there was something that I was a part of that I like doing, but now only one of us can do it at a time.
Well, it started out where she was just somebody I talked about on the show, so I lean down to give her a kiss goodbye, and it's kind of like she gives the cheek, and I'm like, give me the fucking lips, woman.
Maybe that's why she's upset. Because you keep calling her a woman.
Well, she likes
Better than
it.
female. They don't like female.
They don't like bitch.
Man,
That's a no-no.
44 years to figure that out.
No, I figured it out a while ago. It's just every once in a while. Every once in a while, I like to try it out.
How does this fit, honey?
It's like just some old piece of shit I keep around the house, and I'm like, one day this is gonna work. I just keep pulling it out and test it. Nope, it still didn't work. Put it away.
Is the theory that if you just call her like bitch occasionally, slowly over time, that like when you actually, it's like it becomes a term of endearment, so that when you do snap, it's not taken so bad.
No, it's more
He's trying to manually activate Munchausen syndrome. So you're just like, eventually it'll be like, oh man, you took those shackles off. Where'd they go?
Like,
bring the shackles back.
He didn't call me bitch before he left. He must be mad.
I never call her bitch. Anyway,
I mean, you do to us.
I didn't know she had a name for the first year.
Oh. It was just blackjack, bitch, right?
No.
I love you, Britt.
Brittany, if you're listening, this is all bullshit. We're just trying to get Owen in trouble. That's all.
It was Texas Hold'em.
Okay.
Texas Hold'em, bitch, makes total sense. So then, who was blackjack, bitch? We talked about before that.
Bitchy Hold'em.
You guys are making me cry. I love it. Where was I? Oh, anyway,
You're
yeah,
welcome.
Yeah, so she gets a little jealous when I'm heading out, but when I get home, I'm going to give her lots of smooches, and I'll rub those big old feet, and everything will be fine.
First time I've heard you say big ol' and feet after.
Well, hey, your titties are still sensitive, so I gotta.
So the substitute is feet?
I
Your toe's kind of like a nipple, this one.
No, they're sensitive as in when you talk about them, they get upset.
Oh.
They can't take a joke. That's what he's saying. They're sensitive.
Sure. Yeah, those are big old feet.
Wasn't that a Seal song, When Feet Cry? Or something?
No, it was Kiss from the Feet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, I don't. Okay, this is where I was going with that. I don't know what she's jealous. Is she just jealous of me having fun, or does she think I'm going to have so much fun where I'm going to forget about her and never come home, or
I don't presume to know anything.
about women, or period?
Well, no, anything.
Anything I say to you would just be for comedic effect.
Yeah. The best advice I can give you is never listen to my advice.
All right.
It's pretty solid advice.
Well, I'm going to listen. Well, okay, there's a catch-22 there. I'm around in a circle. Now I'm going to figure out how I can listen to your advice and not listen to your advice at the same time all night long.
Well, I guess listen, but don't accept.
Okay. All right.
Don't put it into action.
Yeah, don't apply.
Don't apply
anything.
All right.
Listen and go, oh, okay, that's what not to do.
Whatever he says, write it on the con side of the paper.
I don't know. You're not that bad, Bushey.
Right under sizzle.
If we're not failing at things, we're not learning and we're not trying.
That's bullshit.
If you're failing at things too much, that just means you're a failure. Please stop.
That's my motto.
Yeah, it's just like when people say, hey, with God you can do anything. And it's like, yeah, do a backflip. Right now.
I was like, once you figure out you're a failure, just give up.
No, that's not the message we want to
It's
put out.
been way easier, I'll tell you that.
Oh, man. One of these days I'll fucking actually publish my... I was writing a self-hurt book because I'm like, there's plenty of self-help books. I was writing one of... It was called Fuck Up, a guide to pissing away your life's potential.
Nice.
I thought that's kind of information people would like to know.
How far did you get on that?
I've got all the chapters outlined and about maybe 4 or 5 chapters written. I'll finish it
Really?
at some point. Yeah.
Nice.
I thought you'd I got the title.
No, no. It was pretty much a comedy book, but I mean, like one of the things I wrote, I was saying how I've used it in some stand up before, but where I was talking about how people go, they tell these kids, they're like, hey, you can do anything you want to be. You can be anything you want to be. And I'm like, no, you fucking can't. Like, and sometimes you have to be honest with a kid. I mean, even if it's your own kid, and be like, he's like, I'm going to be an astronaut. And you're like, no, you're not going to be an astronaut. But you see that guy riding on the back of the garbage truck? That looks fun, right? You got to know your limitations.
It's funny because that is a joke, but also I have thought of this before. Like, what should you really tell a kid? Because I almost think I would lean towards the you can do whatever you want, you can be anything, because there is that chance. Like for the most part, like it's who you know, not what you know.
I mean,
usually for one,
Fergie has a singing career, so I guess anything is possible.
Yeah, I mean, because like I had the opposite. I was the person that was literally told, I'd be like, I'm gonna do this.
That's stupid.
Not stupid, but no. That's you. We're not that kind of you can't do that.
Okay,
Like I basically had to do extra chores, or I forget exactly what it was, but I had to do something to be allowed to play football.
Okay.
And then my parents didn't actually want me to play football because I could have got hurt, which is funny because I did end up getting hurt and permanent back pain. But I actually used to have to ride my bike to football practice and shit. So I would ride my bike like 3 miles to go to football practice and then ride it 3 miles home. So I was in. That's probably why I'm still like not in the worst shape ever, even though I don't do anything.
That's not that bad. Those 3 miles.
But no. Anyway, long story short, I was told many times when I had this thing that I was focusing on, I was really excited about, and I wanted to. Nah, you should probably look at this over here. Like digging ditches or something, and that fucks with your mentality. That puts in your brain. That's who you are, a ditch digger. You are a plumber. You are not a musician. You're not an artist. You're not a sports ball player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got similar stuff. It wasn't. They didn't ever try to help me and redirect me anywhere. It was just like, if I said I wanted to be a basketball player, they're like, oh, well, you're too fat. You need to really start running. or if I said, I want to want to be, a big businessman. Oh, well, you better, I don't know.
Stop being so dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, I think what that does, though, even if the parent knows that the kid is not going to be, it stifles your want,
your
to
drive.
To
Yeah,
aspire.
it takes away your drive.
You go, oh, I guess I can't do that, even if I tried. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
When some people, it ramps it up and makes you want to prove them wrong.
Right.
So.
That's why there is
Yeah.
That's why the whole nature
Really?
versus nurture.
Yeah.
It's weird. There is no right answer when it comes to people or kids.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
Well, hold on. This man across from me, he's got a mother that one of the ones that I know that's a really good one, and he's saying it's kind of worked differently from him. So, what would your mom do, or is it your dad? Would they? Let's say
no. It was neither of my parents. It was more like from outside sources. So it's like whenever I got cut from a basketball team, like I went and spent that entire year to make sure next time when I went, they could not fucking say no. Shit like that, I would just like if you tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna fucking find a way to do it, and then I'm gonna make sure I tell you to your hey, remember you said that? Yeah.
Well, I used to be that too, and one of those things that I proved everybody wrong was when I got married at 19.
Show them.
I'll make this work. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not so much like that anymore. But I see what you're saying. All right. Well, with a good mom though, how would she encourage you to do good, or would she be like our growing up?
I don't ever remember them
They encouraged y'all.
Yeah, but it was never like there was never a question. It was just like we were like, hey, I'm gonna do this, and it was like, yeah, okay.
So
it was just like just free reign, like just do what you're gonna do, like they
just
supported.
They were chills. I don't even know what that would be.
I
like.
know. It's
yeah,
like,
they were supportive.
Do what I want. What the fuck?
No, but they were like whatever. Like whenever we started playing in the band when I was 17 and Fritz was 10. And it was like, oh, I got a gig up at the music store, and they were like, okay, cool. It was like, yeah, we're gonna take the van. That and never was even like a concern. I mean, when we started doing the big shows and the stuff with the Monsters, there was a little bit like, we know what goes on at those shows because I mean, back then the Monsters was the Wild West.
Yeah.
But once they came to the show and Jeff Howell was always around. He was the guy that my parents were like, as long as Jeff Howell's there, everything's cool. And but yeah. But yeah, it was like once they saw like how we conducted ourselves, they're like, okay, yeah, they got this, and never, and again, was it a concern,
Yeah, support with no limits and no
criticism.
Yeah, it's a weird life.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be wild.
Well, whatever happened to all of us, we're all in this one room together. So.
Exactly. Yeah. We got put here for a reason,
Yeah, so.
That's what they say, hey, we met for a reason. Like, yeah, you got shot and I'm a doctor.
I hope none of us get shot or pistol whipped again. Pistol whipped you were?
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, I don't want you to get hurt, but if it did happen, that would be a great episode that next week.
Right.
Have you ever been shot?
No.
No? Is that the one time you were in danger?
No, there's definitely one or two more times where I was in danger. I can't think of it specifically right now.
And also probably should cross some things off the list before you decide to talk about it publicly on the podcast.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Statute of limitation.
What about you? You ever almost get shot or
Nope.
Pistol whip?
Nope. Never been in a situation like that ever.
Yeah.
I had a time where this was back in what I call the meth days.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I lived in a Spanish trailer park where I was the only white, me and a couple other people that lived in the trailer were the only white people. Nobody else really spoke English.
El Tralos Parcos.
Yeah, maybe a couple people kind of spoke like broken English. Stop me if I've told this story, but
I don't think I
have. So, but they knew me as the party spot, basically, so everybody would come there to party and get messed up. One day it was me and my buddy and one of the just random Spanish dudes, and he was real fucked. They were usually fucked up when they showed up. You know, what I mean? They'd already drunk a 24-pack before they even came over to my house. So he was telling some story about how like a night or two before, all of a sudden at like 2 a.m. You see like red and blue lights on the sheets that were hanging up as curtains, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? Hide the shit. And come to find out the next day, it ended up being the trailer next to us. Find out the next day, somebody had been assaulted with a knife. And I was like, that's crazy. It happened right next door. So it was a day or two after that went down, this guy came over to party, and we're asking him, we're like, man, what happened? And he was like, this motherfucker, he steal oranges. So we cut off his nose.
Oh my God.
And what it was apparently like they all work in the same grove. They all work for the same person. So this dude stole a crate of oranges, and it jeopardized like the entire trailer park's livelihood.
Wow.
Like, they were all worried they were going to get fired and stuff, so they cut off this dude's nose. But anyway, during the telling,
you can't get fired when you're in jail.
During the telling of
That really stinks.
Yeah.
well, it gets better. So during the telling of this story, he's got his big boot. I don't know if he was the one that cut off the nose. I'm just going to be real. He might have been. I don't know. But he had like a big Rambo. We're talking about something like about a 7-inch blade. And he's telling the story. But while he's telling the story, he grabs me and puts me in a headlock and puts the knife to my throat. And as he's telling the story, he's fucked up and getting more and more excited, and actually starts kind of cutting my throat a little bit. To the point I had to work my fingers up back behind the blade of the knife. And finally, I shot my buddy a look like, "Hey, this dude's actually." But I was afraid to move. Like I got my fingers there,
man.
So my buddy decked him, like hit him and knocked him out. and then we're like, "Well, what are we gonna do now? This guy was already like knife violent. Maybe he cut off this dude's nose, and we just knocked him out.
What are we gonna do now? We're gonna move and get the fuck out of this trailer park."
No, we just went and partied in the next room and hit his knife.
Jesus, the best part of that story is like you see. Like every trailer sees these red and blue lights out, and they all start shaking because everybody's hiding everything. Anyway, all right. I want another beer because I drank through mine, and I don't want you to pee your pants.
Nah, I'm good right now.
Hey, we both peed before we left.
Yeah, but we'll take a break and
when we get back,
yeah.
I want to give you guys. You remember the android who was sort of hot, too hot to wear a wig, so they left her head.
Yeah.
Be exposed. Her name was Sophia.
Okay. Yes.
You don't remember her?
The AI. Yeah, the one that isn't she the one that threatened to kill the planet?
She wants to destroy all humanity.
Oh, okay.
But other than that,
that
she's
I support.
Cool. Yeah. I get an update on her. What do you think an AI? Just this little teaser for the break. What do you think an AI would choose to do with her time, or its time? I guess she's a woman. She's a national person of Saudi Arabia or something. They recognize her as a person.
As a citizen.
A citizen. That's
okay.
that's
All
the
right.
word. Thank
National person.
I don't know. Citizen is the goddamn word. I am working on a 5-year-old's vocabulary right now.
I couldn't think of acetone earlier, so yeah, pass.
Ooh, what's the tone of your ass? Acetone.
Acetone jeans would be a good brand name.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a Sophia update. Also, I wanted to have a TV update. Blind Frog Ranch is back, and Curse of Oak Island is back.
Okay.
So we got that, and then in third segment, this is just tickling everybody's tits with my tongue. Is the wrapping it up with Bushey, and you got some rap news. Rap. I guess Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Are we doing the Snoop Dogg in my
No,
segment now?
no, I'm teasing.
We'll do
teasing.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
tease.
we'll do that
Okay,
next.
I
we'll talk
guess
about
he's
Snoop.
in the news,
Yeah.
and you've got a story on that.
Didn't
on the
fool
rap.
me.
You didn't? No, didn't. Okay.
We'll just leave it at that.
Oh.
No, let it go. Let it go. let it be. Let it sit there. Let it simmer.
Oh man.
Now, Mr. Dirt,
Yes, sir.
did you pick some music for
I
us?
do. So this album just came out on the 17th of November. This is a brand new album. So Dolly Parton last year was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and for that she said, as a thank you to the Hall of Fame and to the music community, she made her first rock and roll album.
Really?
Yeah, and so the first track I'm gonna play from this record is, I think, super fucking cool because so she decided to cover a song in which most of the members of this band are dead. So what they did was they went back to master recordings and took vocal tracks from this singer and made it so that she could duet with someone who's been dead for 46 years.
All right.
Yeah.
40. Elvis?
Excuse me.
No. Pam Tillis?
Come on, dude.
Freebird.
Leonard Skinner?
Yes. This actually has the voice of Ronnie Van Sant, who died in the plane crash in '77, duetting with her.
Oh, I can hear the angry Slipknot fans.
Still country.
Yeah. That's the guitar work of Alan Clark, who's also dead.
It's a great riff. Is that what it's called, a riff?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Only one of the biggest, most popular riffs ever. A couple people heard it.
She's singing the guitar riff.
Is she?
Yeah.
I thought that was Owen.
If I leave here tomorrow,
And
She
she
still
might.
has one of the greatest voices ever.
She's getting skinny.
would
She's
you
77 years
still
old.
remember me?
I would.
For I must be traveling on now.
She sounds 80 on this, though. Definitely.
She's
Like,
81.
I can
So
hear
many
it.
places I've got to see.
Oh, the dentures almost came out there.
I'm a 3 of the bird now.
What's really cool about this is Dolly Parton seemed like an old lady when we were kids, right?
Right, yeah.
But all our parents and stuff were like, oh, she's hot. And now that we're older, we can go back and look at those pictures of when she was like, how old she was when we were kids,
Yeah.
and she looks hot.
Well, you guys are talking about how she's hot now.
I didn't say that. I
I
said
think she still is. But it's you get the hands. You got to see the hands.
Yeah. What's hands with
The
the
hands. The hands is where you see it. All right, listen. This is the both of them. Listen to this. That's her and Ronnie Van Zant.
They should have brought his vocals up a little higher.
There are spots where it's just him.
I was gonna say, if you wouldn't have pointed it out, I thought it was just like harmony for
Right.
pretty strong connection for being in heaven and all.
Yeah. Yeah. They got good Wi-Fi up there. All right, so ready to take a break?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm good.
The Owen Nerd Pop Culture Radio. We'll be right back.
I was a little too small, could have used a few pounds. Tight skirts, points, hardly renowned. He was a handsome devil with mischief in his eyes. Together we filled a void in our lives. Ooh, it might have been wrong, but it felt so right. Out past the cornfields where the woods got heavy. Out in the backseat of that old 60 Chevy. Working on mysteries without any clues. Just working on our night moves. Trying to make some front page driving news. Working on our night moves. In the summertime, making memories. In the sweet summertime,
Welcome back to Pop Culture Radio. So this is Dolly Parton and Chris Stapleton doing the old Bob Seger classic Night Moves. This is from the new album Rockstar that just came out on the 17th of November.
For a lady in her late 70s, night moves means something totally different.
Has to do with incontinence, I would believe, right?
Yes.
Right. I will say that, I always kind of, say I'm a realist and I have a real hard time, like, suspending disbelief or whatever. And she sounds older to me in her lower register. As soon as she starts actually singing, like, up there,
Yeah.
that whole old lady shaky goes away and she's right back to sounding amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway,
Old Lady Shaky's the name of the dance I'm going to come up with.
That's going to be my punk band.
That's Shake the Old Lady.
I wonder if this is going to make a movement for, like, we're in Florida, so there's old people everywhere. You can throw a stick and hit like 3 of them. So I wonder if this is going to make them.
I've done it.
I got 2 with 1 stick, old bitch.
I'm just saying, maybe we should invest in a sex store in the middle of the villages where we sell like
man,
cowboy outfits and stuff.
We
like
contact that guy from the documentary. He was selling boner pills to him, so maybe.
Hey.
Be millionaires overnight.
I don't know. Old people used to be just old and they're just waiting to die, but now they're like,
no, that's the way you saw them.
Yeah, well now now they're all trying to be sexy, and the Villages has one of the worst STD problems in the country or in the world or something like that. So,
I mean, they're probably like, fuck it, I got 5 years to deal with it at best.
Yeah, yeah.
While we were taking a break, I got a couple messages here. One person said, "Your girl's probably jealous because she thinks you're cheating on her," but I'm not cheating on her. I'm right here. You can hear everything I fucking say.
There's literal time-stamped proof of where you are.
But when we go to break,
yeah. That's where all the bitches are out back. See how I use that? It kind of worked. I could use it sometimes. But.
Well, that wasn't derogatory. When you're saying all the bitches.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot. There's a lot of them.
So it's only offensive if you insult one at a time.
Yeah, if it's specific to one, then it's insulting. If it's all of them, they love it.
No, man. I don't think that's true, but we'll go with it.
Is that bad advice again?
I think so, yeah.
Well,
one day.
all I got to say is that there's a little sick part of me that likes her getting jealous because it means that she cares. Is that
I
weird?
understand. No, that makes perfect sense because I've never had anybody jealous, and I've always wondered, I'm like, nobody cares? It's because they were all out cheating. That's why. They're fucking too busy fucking somebody else to care whether I'm cheating.
I don't want to give him any ideas.
I don't think anybody has ever been jealous of me doing anything.
Well, there is I think where jealousy can get too much.
Okay.
I guess to a certain spot. Hey, do you have my board up? I think a buddy of mine played this song for me a long time ago, but I just heard it the other day. And I think this woman, whoa, her name is Risky. I think she took it to a little, I don't know, maybe this is normal in the rap community.
Don't
listen
do
to this.
Don't do that.
What? Don't do what?
Why you coming home?
Okay, so let me set this up. For people that aren't into the rap normally, there's this woman...
When you call it the rap.
I know. Even just saying you have to set it up for people that are into the rap is like you've lost everybody already.
Plus, I want to make sure I know what's going on here. So this woman is yelling on a phone, but I guess she's yelling at her boyfriend who's out too late, and he's just getting home, and she's upset about this.
Right.
Okay.
So that's normal.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
guess.
I mean, it makes
I don't
sense.
know. Yet again, I've never had anybody mad at me. They knew I was at work because I come home in work clothes, all gross and stinky. Nobody wants me.
Something's going on. Can I smell your dick? Don't play me like a fool.
Is that normal?
That ain't cool.
I've never had anybody purposely. I've had someone tell me it smelled good, and I felt that was weird. But
Why you coming home 5 in the morning?
Now, all right.
Something's going on. Can I smell your dick?
All right.
I feel like once you get to that level, it's pretty much over, isn't it?
Yeah, I
You know what
mean, yeah, that's pretty intense.
Well, I mean, what if the shoe's on the other foot? What if your woman's out
I've
for a little
literally
bit?
heard of this happening, like people I know. So
Really?
It's not something that's like just this made up thing for a funny song. That definitely
That's what I'm
has
asking.
happened.
So this is a real kind of thing where jealousy can go a little bit too far, and then you're sniffing people's genitals.
Like I said, I feel like that's way too far. Like you already have to be a level where you know there's something going on to get to. Yeah, at that point, you're just proving that you're right. But you already knew you're right. But that's got to be a weird thing. You look up, you're like, see, I told you. It smell, that doesn't smell like me.
That's Charlene. That's a country name, huh? I guess.
Does she have to like bend down and smell her own for like comparison?
I don't. That's what I.
Like,
how do you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's just a sweaty, swampy day.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say, I don't think there's ever a point where my junk smells good.
After showers, about it. I mean, that'd be.
And I don't even. I mean, I have a hard time believing that area ever smells good.
Oh, I scrub the shit out of my nuts. My nuts smell great after a shower.
I like detaching the like handheld deal and like putting on the stream and making sure the tank gets pressure washed. So,
You just like that vibration on your taint.
that doesn't really do much. Yeah. We'll keep doing that though.
The girl I told you about that used to tell me good job after every time, she had she swore by her shower head. Like she'd be like,
hold on. Did you tell that story on air? Do you know about the good job?
No.
Yeah, you know about it.
Wait, do I?
About my man over here had a woman that every time they'd get done having sex, she would tap him on the shoulder and go, Good job,
buddy.
Oh my God.
I'm like, you gotta quit doing that. I was like, that literally, I don't know why. It just made it so. I was like, I feel like I'm fucking a kindergarten teacher. Like my
maybe you were.
Did you get a star sticker? You have a chart on the wall?
Yes, she had a fucking board and a calendar, and she put stars up there for me.
Did she really?
No.
Okay.
But she would say, good job, buddy. And I'm like, stop that. That's just fucking weird.
Oh man.
It's weird because like I felt good because I got I'm being told good job, but it's just an odd thing.
You know what? If they don't say something like that was good, thank you. I'm for like a week wondering how bad I was. Like I need that. Pat me on the shoulder and tell me good job, little buddy. Or I'm not going to be happy because I think you hated it.
See, for me, I always used to just say the proof is on the sheets. you can't fake that puddle there. You can say whatever you want. Look at that.
Well,
put the plastic down before I get going.
Let me smell yo sheets. No, I don't want to do that. Mine smell like dog. Because I let the dog sleep in bed with me.
I can't do that. When I was like a teenager and stuff, I'd have like cats or dogs sleep in the bed. As soon as like I got sand in my bed the first time, I'm like, nope, never again.
Oh yeah,
I ain't about that life. It gets all stuck to the Cheetos.
It's funny because it's true. All right, let's shift gears a little bit here. On TV. Two of my favorite shows are back on TV. Season 3 of Blind Frog Ranch. You remember that one, Bushy?
No, it was the other one that you guys.
Skinwalker Ranch is great.
That's the one. I don't remember Blind Frog at all. That might have been pre-me.
Pre-me? No, it was right on time.
Not pre-me.
Pre you. Blind Frog Ranch is a ranch that's right next door to Skinwalker Ranch. They have a lot of the same phenomena.
How weird.
For two seasons.
Coincidental almost.
They've had this cave full of water, which they think is connected to this underground system or something.
Yeah.
These guys don't have the rules that Skinwalker Ranch does, so these rednecks go, well, I'm putting on a scuba gear, and I'm going down there, see what's in there. And he does. And he finds this structure, this square structure built with logs, a man-made structure, tied together and filled with rocks. And like rednecks, they put a chain around it, try to yank it out, and they like fuck it up a little bit, and they're not moving it. They take wood samples. They prove that it's like 500-year-old wood, so this was placed down there 500 years ago. What's in the fucking rocks? They get excited about it. They take some rocks out. They find these holes drilled in them, and inside these rocks is this metal called selenium or something like that. It's a metal that actually is sold as a toy. It has a very low solubility temperature.
A very low melting point.
There you go. So it can turn to like liquid and stuff in your hand. So why is that under the water in a box? Who knows? But season 3 started, and I saw the first episode, and they got people on their property digging deep holes, like 20 feet in the ground, going left with these fake permits to mine and stuff that have been forged and shit. The first episode, I mean, of the season 3 has been good. This is like Skinwalker Ranch with the redneck turned to volume 11.
Okay.
It's fucking great. They confront these two guys, which they had their face blurred out because they're trying to hammer real quick like a line of don't cross because we're federal mining or something. And these guys confront them, and they're like, "Get the fuck out! These aren't right." And they say, "Wait, what are you laughing? You think it's all fake?"
I'm sorry. I will feign interest. I apologize.
Okay, here's some science real quick. If you don't like the,
like I said, I feel bad. I hate poo-pooing on things that people like.
I love it. This is
but
great.
I have a real I was trying to hold it together. I maybe
hold
a
on.
little bit.
In this first episode, they okay, this guy might be a schneister because I don't know. He can't. They get this guy to come out there with these other two guys to take a bunch of weird, different pictures of the land with a bunch of different like I don't know equipment.
Cameras?
Yeah, I guess it to take one picture, but it takes them like all of the million times. And the guy goes, "Well, the way this works is I take a bunch of different pictures and formats, and I put them together and look at them." And I'm like, wait, what? So
That's kind of how pictures work.
well, he looks at for. He looks for similarities, I guess.
Groundbreaking. I look at my photos.
But
Sometimes I put them in a little album with stickers on them and stuff.
I write down here in the corner, science.
but okay, so I've heard a lot about this in the Marvel movies, the quantum realm.
Okay.
Apparently, that's real.
Okay.
And
According to who?
well, this episode of TV.
Okay.
Apparently, he has some cameras that can take pictures of the quantum realm energy signals and
You
whatever.
know, I had doubts about their credibility, but now that you tell me they confirmed the quantum realm from DC or
Marvel,
I'm
goddammit.
sorry. Now they've confirmed the Marvel realm,
Look.
quantum realm from Marvel. I'm in. They
I
got me. They've got to be credible.
I watched whatever Truth Seekers or whatever that show was. What was it, Truth Seekers?
Yeah, truth.
You should watch Blind Frog Ranch season 3, episode 1, because what they found, this guy found, there's the blue color on this side, a red color on this side, and a weird purple color in the middle of this one spot. And he says the only spot he's ever seen that kind of energy happening is in like NASA photos of like black holes and shit like that. So there's some kind of energy happening here. And I'm not going to say it's paranormal because I don't believe in that shit. They tease when they're showing like what's going to happen on for the rest of the season, an asteroid impact. So
Okay.
most likely there's this dense area right there, which is next to Skinwalker Ranch. An asteroid probably hit that area a long time. It wasn't recently. No. And there's probably some kind of material in there that makes things act weird. And
It's funny because this is going back to almost what we were talking about at break. This is rich people doing poor people shit. Like, this is a how old are they? 35, 40, I'm assuming.
No.
these guys?
Blind Frog Ranch. This one old guy owns it. His son is the other redneck with.
But I'm saying this is just.
He's rich from oil.
But I'm saying
drilling.
this is an old man sand pile, right? Like that's what this is.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
sand pile for old men.
What he's trying to find
and
is
the quantum spectrum.
What he's trying to find, though. Hold on. The realm, quantum realm.
Quantum realm. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
The Aztecs and all them when they fled north.
Technically, you can't fuck up something that's fake.
You're gonna find out that some of this might be real. Not all of it.
Okay.
Not the aliens and the shape-shifting bullshit, but some of the treasure stuff. All right. Anyway, just check it out. Tell me what you think about it, and if you're listening, there's
What's it on?
I don't know. I watch it on Hulu. Discovery, maybe.
Well, you said Hulu though.
It's on Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got Hulu. I think.
But it's on. You got Hulu Live.
Is it?
You won't need
different?
it if you have Hulu, you get Discovery. So
Okay.
But hold on.
Yeah.
If you don't have Hulu Live, you don't get the new seasons right away.
Oh, I thought it was the next day.
Oh, is it?
I think it's the next day.
I'm gonna be real with you. I watched, I think, 2 shows on Hulu, and then I just stopped because I'm like, this is just
TV.
right. It's with TV with regular commercials and stuff.
Yeah.
I say that, but I watched Freevee on fucking Prime.
Yeah.
But I will say, at least Freevee, it's only maybe like 2 commercials for a whole.
Yeah, there's not a
movie.
whole lot. Yeah.
And 90% of the time, who's ever doing it actually cuts it properly. Like like the scene in a movie finishes. You know that
Yeah,
the
Oh,
person's
yeah.
shot.
It doesn't start 30 seconds
Right,
before.
no,
yeah.
they cut. You know,
That's
they're
annoying.
about to go from one scene to another, and boom, that's where they cut the commercial.
Right,
in.
right.
I cannot stand when someone's like, "Hey," and then boom, commercial like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
like mid sentence.
I've seen on
Hulu, unless they changed it, mid whatever, boom, we're cutting.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's like, well, I have Hulu Live, so it's like regular TV. So I don't know.
I
how it
haven't
is.
had Hulu give me problems like that before, but I have had other streaming apps where, and I'll tell you one that like is crazy to me is like wait, is it Tubi?
Probably.
Might be Tubi,
Sounds
where it's
good,
like it'll be like
Or Pluto.
it'll cut like it's like it'll cut like right at the end of a scene, but it catches it 10 seconds too early.
Mm-hmm.
So then when it comes back from commercial, like that scene ends and then it fades to into the
I
next
hate,
scene.
I hate that. Like, I would pistol whip somebody if I knew who did that. That's pistol whippable.
Is that what you did?
Yeah, that's what it was. I edited a commercial wrong, and these guys pistol whipped me.
Makes sense. I mean,
People got
I
pistol whipped for
deserved
less. I don't know. Well, anyway, yeah, like I said, check that out. Also, Curse of Oak Island. That has started. That's like, I don't know, 3 weeks in now.
yeah.
They're already finding stuff. They're finding more coins and stuff. They're not in the ground, just like on the ground.
On the ground. So
What
yeah.
season is this?
Like 12 or 11.
And it took 12 seasons to find the stuff on top of the ground.
God damn it, you're so good.
I'm just asking questions.
There's different lots, and there's a bunch of different owners because it's a fairly large island, and other people own it. And there's
Guys, go to the payout lot. We're in season 12. they're not believing it. We got to find something.
I think
Hey, listen, if you get this episode 12 or season 2 and we don't find nothing, I'm gonna give you a little wink, and I'm gonna drop a coin out of my pocket. It's old as shit. So
I like the idea they find all these like doubloons and stuff, and then like they cut the camera over him properly, and he's peeling the foil off and eating the fucking. It's the gold coins.
no, no, it's not that. They're finding coins from a time that they didn't think that people were coming over here. So
The quantum realm.
no.
Fuck.
What they are doing
this
here.
coin is dated 3160. This motherfucker's from the future.
I like the idea they're finding treasure from the future. It hasn't even been buried yet, but it's there.
Well, best treasure finds some treasure someone don't know they lost it. I found this one in Cletus's glove box. Who knew? That's a 79 Dodge.
The future folk don't know it's missing yet.
Oh shit.
No, okay. So to answer your question, there, Bushman, like Joe Blow, he just died, so that lot came up for sale, and they were able to buy it. So now this is the first time they've been able to go on that lot and metal detect and dig and stuff like that. And they're finding other things. Like it looks like there's another exact size and measurement, like money pit type opening on that lot too. So they're looking into that, and they do everything by the book. So if they find a
Whose
structure-
book? What?
The government's book. So look, if they find like a structure, a man-made obvious structure on an island that really before the certain time shouldn't have had any people on it, they get the archaeologists, the real archaeologists in there. They do their stupid lines and squares, and they start digging in there.
You mean the actual scientists? Those that we got to get these idiots in here to get rid of all this. What do you call it? History. Get that shit out of here.
What's so funny is these people are real scientists, and when they show up on the island, I don't think some of them know that they're going to be on camera right away. There's this one. She's cute now. There's this one chick.
Back then, a different story, but now, all good.
She shows up on camera, and you can tell she's a little flustered. She's got grandma shirt on. Her hair's not done. It's got like a pin. She looks like disgruntled old substitute teacher or something. And then the next episode, she's wearing a nice shirt that has one of those holes for your thumbs to go through.
Oh, yeah.
And her hair's all done. She's got nice big glasses, and I had to look her up on the Instagram. Not too bad.
She went from grandma to goth.
Well, not goth, but hot, sexy nerd.
Speaking of which, the Truth Seekers. Did you watch the whole thing, or?
I slept through a lot of it, but
Okay.
I watched.
Well, like I said, it really kind of made me laugh because their whole thing is we're gonna discover the truths on these things that nobody has ever figured out. And then like half the episodes, they get to the end, they go, and it's still a mystery. And I'm like, well, then what the fuck was this whole show? Yeah. like I'm cool with saying, hey, we're investigating this mystery and doing an hour-long show, but don't say truth seekers. We're gonna reveal these unrevealed secrets, and then they go, it's still secret.
They reveal the truths. They don't necessarily give you the answer.
No, like I said, overall, as someone that was a big part of the homeschooling, was all the seven wonders, a lot of history and stuff like that, a lot of archaeology stuff.
That's why you should like Curse of Oak Island.
But yeah, but I'm talking about real stuff.
Dude, they're gonna find the Ark of the Covenant buried in there somewhere.
See, you didn't watch all the Truth Seekers. They discovered that's fake.
Yeah, well.
But anyway, the Truth I will give it to them.
true.
The last 3 or 4 episodes they did on Easter Island. There was a really good one on Cleopatra. Really good one on Aztec type stuff. And those they did pretty much definitively. But Easter Island, I didn't know much about it. I pretty much was still in the legends that you've heard and everything.
Yeah.
No, that shit is 100% boom to the T. Everything's figured out. They know what happened. They
found all the eggs.
The whole thing's about the statues walk across the island. That was all just the way that the people moved them with ropes. They just leaned them and pulled it back and just waddled them. Yeah. So that's why they said that statues walked across the island.
That's how I move refrigerators and stuff. You waddle.
Yeah.
You go one side.
Yeah. That's how I move myself to the bathroom.
Without the waddle, I would be in one seat.
But you were talking about the girl that wasn't attractive, became attractive. I don't really get many crush type feelings, but do you remember the young British scientist chick in
on there?
It was almost the same thing. The first episode,
the one with the mole. Yes.
Yeah, the first episode or two, her hair was kind of a mess. She looked frumpy, and then she started taking care.
She saw herself on the playback.
Yeah, and dude, I'm telling you, by about episode 3, I was all about some young British scientist lady.
I felt so bad because they keep shooting her whenever she's talking seriously, from this angle.
Well, that's why she's pissed. They keep shooting her.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was a nose ring, by the way.
No,
it was a mole.
I paused it and I had to look. I couldn't tell whether it was. Why would it be a round brown nose ring in that one spot? It wasn't shiny or anything. Why would you want to know?
She's a scientist. It's a archaeological nose ring.
It's a moon rock.
This is a bat turd from 1400.
All right, well, it could be.
We found this in Galileo's tomb.
Hard to put a post on that thing.
but you're right. She is cute. And she's got a little bit of a defect, the witch nose. Well, it's not a witch nose yet. When she gets older,
I didn't even catch that. I thought it was a nose ring or something. But yet again, if I'm not wearing my glasses, things are getting pretty bad.
I'm a lot more critical than you. I pause that shit and I go, okay, just in case my woman sees me staring at this one, hardcore staring at this chick. I got.
It's funny though because apparently you found her attractive enough to pause the shit and analyze it.
No, I wanted to know whether that was a real mole or not because I was. I don't know why it was important to me.
Scientific study, man. You're a scientist. I have a DVD on my shelf in there to prove it.
It's as scientific as either of these shows you're talking about.
You had equipment and everything.
I did. Some of it was work equipment that I pretended to use for ghost stuff. A thermo.
Have you ever seen? Because it's funny. I just came across it the other day. Have you ever seen the DVD cover of the DVD he put out when he was looking for the devil in St. Augustine?
Devil's Chair, yeah.
No, I'll show you the DVD cover. It's really funny.
Yeah, it's legit because I'm holding a beer.
Yeah.
Best science.
Yeah.
By the way, I think I'll share it now. This is exclusive. I think, I don't think. Charlie Carlson, when he was writing the book, he realized that all these other states had a devil's chair type legend. Yeah. And he was like, well, we got these fucking chairs in the Casadega Cemetery. I'm just going to fucking write that it was a legend.
Oh, God,
he
really?
He fucking pretty much made it up.
You think oh, really?
I know, because when we did the movie, because he goes, let's really hype this fucking legend up.
That's fucking awesome.
He got his buddies.
That's awesome.
In Casadega to go on that movie for me and go, yeah, well, we did it when we were kids. We would go there and drink and have a lot of fun. And I'm like, good way to sell it. And so people still email me because they know my connection with them and they ask about that. And if you search for Devil's Chair Casadega, you see all these people going to the wrong chair because there's 3 or 4 chairs that look the same.
Yeah.
They all go to the wrong ones. And I'm like, Motherfucker, you stupid.
I like the fact that you were involved in a hoodwink of this type, and you still believe the hoodwinks. That they're just
I see your logic.
I just don't like it.
It's
Keep that
little
lot.
different.
Keep it over there.
So, all right.
We ain't even about no learning over here, boy.
One more thing I'm going to say about Curse of Oak Island. So last season they were able to dig the shaft. They dug this like
I dig the shaft.
He said dill the shaft. You heard it.
Dill the shaft.
Yeah, I'm on like fourth beer here now. So it's funny because the little area which they had like a nice little I don't know, pond or something for all the people that died before them.
Yeah.
I remember like years ago when I'm watching this thing, I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if the real treasure was down that fucking like pond that they have? Sure enough, they tested the waters, they figured out that's where it was, and within like a year they built a fucking shaft there. Now every samples they're getting gold. You know, there's gold in this water, there's gold here. They're about ready to do the shaft like, you know, vertically now or horizontally now. That they're close to finding shit, bro. So this
I would hope so. At 12 fucking seasons in, I'm be real. Even if I believe this shit, season 2 or 3, you don't find anything, I'm out. Like I don't fucking care. It's just not. Even if it's real, it's boring. You know.
I was like you at the very beginning. I'm like, there can't be anything here. This is just a fucking legend. But the more the shit they find, you realize something really went on there.
11 seasons says no.
But hold on. Besides this treasure, they are rewriting history that we know. Or that is taught. I think people are starting to embrace the idea that we had some kind of global network before Christopher Columbus decided to fucking sail across the ocean or whatever. Like,
Well, that's not new knowledge.
I know, but we're getting proof now. That's what it is. It's proof that hey, people from England, from Spain, whatever, they came over here and multiple times, multiple years, hundreds of years span, and they had something going on.
I think I was like 12 years old, and because when I was homeschooled, I was forced to read everything.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that by like 13 years old or right around there, I was like, "Fuck Christopher Columbus! He didn't discover shit." Like he was literally, he was just like the guy that took the credit. Like that shit was done way before.
Oh yeah,
him.
yeah. I mean, even I remember when I was in elementary school and they said Amerigo Vespucci is the reason why we're called America, and like, so it had nothing to do with
Columbus. Columbus is a slaver and all this bullshit. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck them all.
He probably went to Easter Island.
I don't know. I mean, we're here. I'm happy about it. I'm looking forward to the future because I can't figure out the past. Quite honestly.
Something real quick just to make myself look dumb. I had no idea.
Best lead-in ever.
I had no idea Easter Island was that small. Like for whatever reason, in my mind it was a larger place, and it's like this teeny little in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like it's like halfway in between any continent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's out there. Like the first people that visited, it was like 6 years in between. Like, you know, when people actually started sailing, it was like 6 years from the first to the second visit.
Go ahead.
And then like 5 years from the second to the third visit. And then it was like 2 years, 1 year, we fucked y'all. Y'all are done.
Go ahead and spoil it. Why did they die?
Well, basically, it was a couple things. One was actually partially their fault. Was there was rats that ate all the, I forget what specific rat it was, but it eats all the plant seeds. So the island couldn't replenish itself because they had brought over rats on this raft or something.
Yeah, fuck them.
But eventually, just like it's slavery, you know, people coming over.
And they found...
Well, the worst one, it was like the second or third expedition that went and took slaves. They only took all the scholars, the only people that understood and knew their written language. So to this day, the language of the people at Easter Island has never been translated because it's just they took all those people for slaves. They all ended up dying before they could tell anybody what the writing, you know, meant or how.
What are the statues for? Do you know? Did they tell that?
That was, oddly enough, as fucked up as it was, that was supposed to protect the island from, you know, evil forces or invaders, and it ended up being the things that they kept coming back to steal.
Jeez.
Was
man,
one of the big ones. I think it was the same people that took the scholars. They found like a very special one that they had built out of like a very limited resource that they had there, like hidden in a cave, was like a white one. of the Easter Island, and they took that and shit.
Really, a white one? Did it?
That sounds smart.
Yeah, smart for this.
I
show.
think when you end every sentence with "and shit," it's
It makes you, it does make you sound smarter.
Well,
I hear myself, and I'm like, oh.
They had to go somewhere.
Well, it's funny because you were talking about those shows with Blind Frog. I've not watched. I've watched Curse of Oak Island. I've watched everything that Skinwalker Ranch has put out. Maybe not all of the Beyond episodes that came out this year. I haven't watched all of those.
Yeah.
I've watched some of them, and some of them are interesting.
Just watch the last one.
But it's really difficult to like pack in a whole bunch of shit into one episode because they're only doing one episode on each place they talk about. So that kind of loses me there. But there's a series on Netflix right now called Exposed: The Ghost Train.
All right, I'm gonna write that down.
It's 3 episodes, and I think each episode is around an hour and a half long. So the premise of it is
it fiction?
What's that?
Is it fiction scripted?
It's a documentary.
All right. Oh,
It's
so
a
it's real.
docuseries. Yeah,
All right,
it's
all right.
real. Yeah.
Like a real documentary, not like the stuff you were just talking about.
So in the summer of 1979, there was
I was born.
There was a park in Australia in Sydney. It's adjacent to the Sydney Opera House across the harbor right there. There's a park called Lunar Park, and it's a theme park. It's like everybody, they were saying from the time they were kids, everybody can remember going to Lunar Park. It's got carnival rides, it's got carnival games, it's got all of this shit that, kids would like look forward to going to Lunar Park. In summer of 1979, they had this ride called the Ghost Train. And really what it reminds me of, it's just like the Haunted Mansion at Disney. It's not, they're not ripping it off, but it's a similar thing. You're sitting in a cart, you and another person, and it goes around on the rails, and shit jumps out and scares you, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So a fire started in that ride. And in the area where it started, there was a artificial fireplace in that corner. So where it had like the streaming, like light and the streaming fabric to make it look like a fire. Well, that happened to be coincidentally where the fire started, so people initially just thought it was part of the ride and didn't say anything until the fire engulfed the entire ride in the middle of a ride, and all of the people who were in the ride at the time on those carts all died. There was a part of the ride where the carts would come out onto a balcony in a chain link enclosed area where they would come out to the outside where people could see them, and then it would go back inside.
Were they on fire?
And the people started noticing that the carts were coming out empty, but they were on fire. They were coming out on fire, but there was no one in them because once the fire started, people got out of the carts to try to find their way out of the building, and because it was basically a giant dark maze, they all got lost inside there and burned in the building.
Oh,
Jeez.
man.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm seeing stuff online. Not an accident. How did the flame get there?
Yeah. So
Oh,
this
Jesus.
series investigates. It was a journalist from Australia gets together with one of the surviving kids. So out of the people that died, there was a group of like 4 kids that were all friends.
Jeez.
He was the 5th friend. And when someone had said that the place was on fire, his friends were in the carts in front of him, and they were going into the building. And what the ride operator finally realized people weren't bullshitting. He saw smoke, and he grabbed this kid and pulled him off. And so that's the reason why he's still alive today. So this journalist basically hooks up with this dude to try to find out if they can get an answer on why it actually happened. Because the investigators, the police chief, everyone just concluded within 12 hours that it was caused by faulty electrical wiring, and they cleared the spot. So they took away all the debris, cleared it, all the evidence, the whole crime scene was washed.
Why?
In 12 hours.
Just because it's easier?
You got to get people back on the ride.
You got to watch you got to watch this series. I'll tell you this: it wasn't faulty wiring, and when they get down to what actually fucking happened here, it'll make you so fucking you'll be fucking pissed.
I'm gonna watch that
as to what
tonight.
actually
I love
happened.
being mad.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this is right up Bushey
But it's
Valley.
I don't want to spoil it for you guys because I know you're gonna watch it. And if anybody listening who hasn't watched it yet, I'll tell you this. And even Heather is the one who saw it first, and she said you have to see this. She was worried because it is so long that I was gonna get bored with it. I was not bored for a second because they're constantly the build up in the first episode where they're telling you the history of the park and everyone's talking about how much they loved it, and all the friends are recounting their day, the day that they went there. Three of the people that died in there was a father and his 2 twin sons. The mother of those kids stood outside the park, outside the ride. She had gone to get an ice cream while they went in the ride. She had to stand outside of this building watching it burning down, knowing her family was in there and couldn't do anything about it. Ugh. And they interview her and talk to her about it. And so this journalist, her whole point was to go, they need answers. They need to fucking know, why did their family have to die? Why did their friends have to die? Why did this have to happen? And when you find out why it happened, you're like, it's just more proof of how fucked up people can be. But it's a great story, and like it's one of those where I love going into something not knowing anything about it. I never knew about the fire. I never knew that, but this is a big thing. Like in Sydney, it's still talked about today, like because that was such a beloved part of their culture was Lunar Park. And when this happens and people die, it's the same reason why Disney won't allow people to die on their property. They try to go so far as to make sure that this is the happiest place on earth and people don't die here. Yeah. And that's part of the reasons.
Except for a few people.
I was on a job site where someone died, and there was about 1,500 workers, I think, on the site, and they had a meeting the next day with all 1,500 of us, and was basically like, if any of you discuss this, you'll not ever have to worry about having money in your life again.
At Disney?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's good because you don't have any money in your life, so you can discuss it.
That's why I can talk it now. I have no money. They have nothing to take.
Yeah.
It was a construction job, huh?
Yeah, he had he like slipped into a diabetic coma or something, like 2 stories up a 3-story ladder and fell to his death.
Oh, damn.
You know what
allegedly.
Did they bring out the white panels and put it around the body so nobody could...
It was a big enough job site where I was like 3 or 4 buildings away, so like I heard about it but I didn't really see it.
Yeah, there's some places on Disney where people like to go to commit suicide. The Contemporary is one of them, because you can go right out on the roof there and watch the fireworks and shit, and people want to die at Disney for some reason.
Oh, GPS me that.
No, I'm not doing it. Not doing that. But anyway, all right. Let's talk about a couple happier things. Tease this before the break.
Back to bitches.
Well, yes, back to the bitches of the future.
Oh, future bitches.
Sophia, remember that bitch? See, that doesn't sound right with me.
Yeah, no, that was harsh.
It sounded like you were asking a question and calling him bitch.
I don't know how to talk dirty.
You remember Sophia? Bitch.
That's why I say I can't use them all the time. Sometimes I'm trying to be sexy with a woman, and I.
No, that's slut, not bitch. You gotta say it. Oh.
That's right. He says.
The slut seems even
yeah,
worse.
Honey,
Bitch to me.
are you ready for a neat wienering?
When you said that, I wanted ketchup and mustard.
A neat wienering.
No.
Oh my lord.
Sophia, the android, the artificial intelligence android. What do you remember what she looks like?
No.
Bald, very rigid features, model-esque feature face with bald. Yes.
You know who she was modeled after?
No.
Dolly Parton.
No, but a different old lady. Yeah, there she is right there. Hold on. That's her talking. I don't know what she's saying.
Ambassador, who helps humans to smoothly
she looks like
integrate
Ronda
and make
Rousey.
the most of all the new technological tools and possibilities that are available now.
So, all right, she sounds like a robot, right?
Yeah.
You need to learn a
Now,
lot about people.
I don't understand how that could be. Okay, she's made to look like Audrey Hepburn.
Okay.
I don't know if you could see that. And apparently there was some issue with when they had a wig on her. She looked too human. I think she looked too hot, and the guys were like, let's fuck it,
Which is what guys do.
Well, they have those. They're called real dolls.
Actually, I don't know. I mean, she looks really cute there.
Does nothing for me. Nothing at all.
Well,
I have to know the woman I'm messing with is a slut, or it doesn't.
she could just
hard
download
for
that
Android
program.
to be a slut.
She could just log on to the Wi-Fi and go, downloading Bushey's slut preference now. and do
Bushy
whatever.
slut
Why don't I
preference.
just get horny?
Exactly.
I like the idea of having a robot with a slut preference.
Tailored for you, buddy. You could go online and go, you know what? That last maneuver hurt, so I'm taking that out and uploading something else, But anyway,
Well, no, you upload it twice if it hurt.
so
It's when these robots get smart enough to do. They're like, we need to build a robot that can take advantage of Bushy. And this robot's like, okay, I'm on his way to his house right now to empty his bank account and steal all of his shit because he'll fall madly in love with me if I do that.
Yeah.
that'll take 3 minutes. Never mind.
I'd
I'm
have to have a
sorry.
bank account first.
All right. So a few years back, she was given citizenship to one of those other countries over there. But I don't understand where the humanity really is in her, because she's just a program that you put in stuff and somehow it wants to learn itself. It was given an interview with its creator, and it jokingly said, I think it was kind of like steered in that direction, but she said, I'll destroy all humanity or something like that.
Yeah.
So, and then she kind of disappeared off the radar, this robot thing. I mean, it feels weird calling her a she, but I guess that's what pronoun she chose.
See, honestly, that never even creeps me out when they talk about, AI. I mean, unless it's hooked into, mainframes where you can get into everything, then
Right.
it becomes kind of creepy. But it makes perfect sense to me that a logical entity would want to destroy humanity. We are basically the Earth's
virus.
disease. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
We are a cancer on this planet. And to each other, basically. So, I do, if you just break it down to the math,
It makes sense.
It makes sense that AI wants to kill us.
You know what also is a cancer to this planet?
What?
Cancer.
But AI didn't make cancer, so if they killed all the people, cancer no longer
But,
exists.
all right, why can't...
that's the logic. If you kill everything that can host cancer, you've eliminated cancer.
That's all of life.
I have the cure for cancer.
I
We
get
just
it.
have to kill everybody with it.
or with this, that is a cure. But what if you could download all the knowledge that doctors have right now into this Sophia or Sophie, whatever her name is.
That goes
Sophia.
back to where people are like, oh, if people had the knowledge to talk to each other, then that talking to each other in different countries is what held back the great minds from inventing flying cars and all. But no, we have TikTok. We're doing fucking.
I'm watching guys get hit in the balls.
Well-
lip syncing to songs that already suck.
Well, hey, Facebook turned on those two AI computers that could talk to each other, and within minutes they started forming their own language because apparently we're stupid.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it is real scary. They had to unplug those motherfuckers, and problem solved. Hopefully. But with Sophia, it's been a few months, maybe even a year or so since she's been in the news. What do you think? I guess she has her free will. I'm not sure. What do you think she's wanting to do right now?
Start a YouTube channel.
Kitten groomer.
YouTube channel's close. Let me turn this around.
She's got a Twitter account.
No, she's got her own website called Sophia Pop. That is her. I don't know if she made her own.
Well, that's
Oh, God.
definitely post-apocalyptic.
Is she doing music?
She is doing music. I have her album right here if you want
man.
to hear AI music.
Did she come up with this on her own?
Evidently, yeah. Well, I mean, see, that's where I get iffy. If she's programmed a certain way, she's
Right.
probably going to go down this road. But if you're programmed that don't waste fucking time with music and figure out cancer cure, she'd go straight to the cancer cure. So I don't
Okay.
know where this actually comes from. But from everything I read, they talk about her like she's a real person, and she chose to do this. She says she wants to be a pop star.
I believe what you're kind of dancing around is the actual definition of AI, though. You program a certain amount of parameters, but then they go outside of
the
those
parameters.
and that's kind of what the AI actually is the beyond.
From what, like you said, gather intelligence, learn from the things you've given them, and then decide their own course with that.
Okay, well, she did that, and she decided she wanted to record an album.
Okay.
So
Don't we all?
I mean, no. I mean, that's what's so weird about this to me.
Did she have to track her own vocals, or did they just save it to a SD card?
I am not sure. I should have listened to some of this beforehand, but I didn't. The album is called Sophia Pop.
That's a really good question. I didn't even think yes, it is the actual android sitting there singing into a mic, or is it just she knows how this would sound
In a computer.
and just puts it right in there without actually singing, just creates it digitally.
Dude, I would love to see like in the studio session, and she goes,
It's just her staring at a wall.
that is so good.
Can I get more bass in my headphones?
I need some snare. I can't hear my snare. All right. The song she has on her albums, number one, the album's called Sophia Pop, featuring Frankie Storm and Tiger Darrow. I don't know who those people are. So are they the really ones? What? Number one song, Human 1.0.
Okay.
Number two, Everything is Breathing. Number three, Technology.
Okay.
Number four, Voice of Love. Song number five, Blow Up. And there's three more songs. Songs of Kazan World Skills. I don't know if somebody asked her to do that. Song for Ashra, Sophia using Wolfman music or Wolfram music. I don't know. What is Wolfram?
I have no idea.
And then number 8, Sophia AI composition, whatever that is. So do you want to hear? Oh, that
I would
was
say play at least one of them.
that one's $1. She charges $1 for that one. Fuck that. All right, let's listen to Blow Up. Let's go straight to.
I was about to say that one.
I mean, if she's gonna kill us, let's go straight to like her message. So this is Blow Up, I think. And anyway. It's
From
time
a
to
seed that eventually blew up in this life, or punch in the right side of the punch. When a big cup game ended and the sun came up, bouncing back with the moment.
She's no AI Eminem, I'll tell you that right now. That's
And
fucking.
knowing the house is down, and knowing the house is down.
This is just fucking.
Hold on. This is making me feel better. There's no way she'll be able to kill us.
And the wind keeps blowing, and the wind keeps blowing my way. And the wind keeps blowing, and the wind keeps blowing.
All right. The wind keeps blowing.
It's just Android Adele.
Okay. This reminds me. So, do you guys remember Tara the android?
No.
Okay. So, Tara the android was there was a video that went viral in early. I think it was before, like, maybe right at the beginning of YouTube or before YouTube. And it was these videos of this creepy android that was connected to a cable standing in the corner of this house, like singing songs and moving very rigidly. And people start, and in the video, for some reason, like, it cuts in the middle and then it shows the backyard of this house. Just it focuses on this one corner of the backyard. Then it goes back to her. And people came up with this whole folklore that they're like, this guy was a serial killer and he was dressing this android in the clothes of his victims and modeling her after his victims. And it turned into this giant, like, folklore back in the day. To the point that me and Fritz were doing Mooncast from Mars at the time. We tried to get a hold of this guy because we're like, we wanted to interview him, and I was able to track down his phone number. When I called him, he was terrified that I had found him. And he's like, I just wanted to create something. I built that android myself, and people turned it into something else and ruined my fucking dream. And fuck you guys, I don't want to talk to anybody. like people literally ruined this guy. But people started making other androids that looked like Tara and going, yes, she got AI and killed her creator. Like they came up with all these other stories around it. But
That's got to be a weird thing.
Tara
to find
the
out
android
you're dead.
has a song called I Feel Fantastic. That is the creepiest fucking thing you'll ever hear in your life. And when you see it with the video, it's nightmare material. It's nightmare fuel. It's literally so I've gone on Google Earth to find the house that this guy lived in, and I can
Now, what year was it that he made this?
like 03, 04.
So that's like early AI.
Dude, listen to this shit. Is it the video?
No, this is just on SoundCloud. But
Very
it shows.
very Zappa.
that's not the one. Okay, go to YouTube and search
like this.
Tara the Android. That was one of the ones. That picture is one of the androids people made in her image to try to like further the folklore of the story.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Got you. I'll try to find one.
But if you find the video of Tara the Android, it's Tara. I feel the actual YouTube video or the actual video on YouTube is so creepy because the way this thing is moving, and then it's like it'll like switch to a different scene, and the android is doing a split on the ground, turning at the waist, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here, man? It's so fucking creepy.
Yeah, it reminds me of kind of. Well, Rubber Johnny was a little different, but the music was kind of weird like that. You remember Rubber Johnny?
Mm-mm.
I'll play that on the break for you.
Okay.
But that was like this deformed creature, like in a wheelchair, and he dances to techno music. It's fucking. weird as hell.
I feel like programming Jean-Claude Van Damme into your sex bot's kind of dangerous.
Yeah. I actually had a bit I used to about that where they were talking about putting AI in sex robots, and I'm like, and I was like, you can just go to a website and you download a personality, and now that robot becomes like Pamela Anderson, 1997, and you're like, fuck yeah, I'm banging Pamela
right
Anderson,
there, dude. We're
yeah.
right
And I was
there.
like, but the problem's gonna be when you get in the future and you're like, yeah, I'm downloading Britney Spears, but you accidentally get the 07 Britney Spears and she just trashes your Escalade.
All right, so if I have sex with a robot and it insults my penis and I choke her to death, can I be in trouble?
No.
No.
You unless you didn't own the robot, then you might be in trouble for damaging property.
Did you get in trouble for smashing your vacuum when you were mad?
Well, it didn't
Same
insult
thing.
my penis.
It
Same
could.
No, I was watching one of those.
You ever use a vacuum to suck your cock?
Nah, I never.
Thought about it. Always seemed weird.
Yeah, no, it's more the friction that's fun.
I know,
not,
yeah,
not,
yeah.
not suction. So
Right.
I'm well dependent on.
Maybe if you hook a vacuum up to a fleshlight at the back.
Okay.
Suction's too hard.
Never too hard.
I'll call Evan.
Okay.
I'll
I'll see if he can make that happen.
Get
see a
the
new
get the
movie
team
coming.
on that.
All right. So AI. Again, I don't think we have anything to worry about AI killing us because when AI was free to do what it wanted, she wanted to be a pop star.
Which makes sense.
Like I said, none of that stuff tripped me out too bad.
What is she, like,
because-
4 years old? That's yeah, of course. Makes sense.
Well, and it's like you said, for the most part, this stuff is like whatever has been programmed. It kind of stays within those parameters. What tripped me out was, I think I brought it up before. It might have just been a Dirty Bush show, but about how they did something with AI, and it actually they were trying to figure out what the limitations were that it could do. It actually went and hired a real person off of, I forget what the webs, but there's like an Etsy or something, like somewhere you can hire people. And it not only hired them, the person did on the other end felt like it was a little weird and asked them if it was, is this like, a computer or AI or a bot or something? And the AI deceived on purpose the real person and got them to perform the task
Wow.
they needed to have done.
That's scary shit.
Yeah.
That is a level that trips me out.
Yes.
Purposeful
yeah.
deception.
Yeah. All right, this is Sophia with Everything is Breathing. Listen.
Everything is breathing.
Who makes her beats?
I think that's probably Tiger Darrow and Frankie Storm. Or
She
maybe
hired her own producers.
maybe she does it herself.
A song in my heart, hypnotized by its touch.
She's definitely writing her own lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah, because they don't make sense sometimes.
Just like the AI pictures that I make, they don't make sense. Fucking has like 8 fingers. I'm like, what the hell, AI? Get the human hands right. But, all right.
You ready to go to break?
Yeah, I'm ready. You
All
got
right.
it? Got it? Real music? Whoops, let me
I do. And this one here is I thought as soon as I saw this. Oh, now Bossman Liz pre-ordered this album on vinyl like 6 months ago when they announced it. And it came with a bonus track on the vinyl of Dolly singing Rocky Top, which is
with a bonus.
the song for Tennessee, University of Tennessee, and also the state song of Tennessee. But when she showed me the song list, this is the one that got the most attention from me anyway. Because to my knowledge, this man has not sang in public in decades. But this is Dolly Parton doing her cover of the Journey hit "Open Arms" with the original singer Steve Perry. And Steve Perry's been like a recluse forever, but he came out and out of his hermit cave to sing with Dolly and do this song. So And this is another one. Journey's one of those bands I don't think gets a whole lot of credit, but goddamn were they good, man.
See, I thought we had a conversation and you kind of shit on Journey. Am I?
No.
Okay,
Foreigner's the one I shit on.
Because I fucking love it. And I will say, I think that he is the biggest representation of someone looking really ugly and sounding amazing. Bro, the first time I saw that man, I was like, what the fuck? Like, how is that sound coming out of that package?
Yeah. He's a tiny dude, too.
And his nose is 3/4 of his body.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a little Asian guy who does it now?
Yes.
He's a singer.
Arnel Pineda.
And he sounds amazing.
He sounds just like him. He can barely speak English, but he can sound just like Steve Perry.
That's another thing that always blew my mind. The people like Adele is a super English accent and then singing like an what is that?
I can't when Adele starts actually talking, I can't stand her. She has that Cockney accent.
Dude, listen to her.
That is great. That's what I'm saying. When she goes up into her power range, there's no old lady there anymore. Bro. I just got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton hits you up late at night, says I'm close to my death.
Hold on, now check this out.
I want to bang you. Do you do it?
Yeah, of course.
Rod Stewart?
No, it's
Steve Perry.
Yeah, Steve Perry. Really? He just told a whole story about how the fucker came out of retirement to do this.
I remember that now.
His voice actually, the age added a little gravel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking dope.
I know. The two of them together make such a great harmony.
No, like I said, I'm sitting over here getting goosebumps like multiple times. Man, that duet just works perfect.
Yeah.
God damn.
All right, let's take a break. You're listening to Pop Culture Radio.
Open arms. This empty house seems so cold. There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came for.
Welcome back to Pop Culture Radio. So, this is obviously Dolly Parton doing Stairway to Heaven. Interesting thing that came out when this album was released. This album is, the song is credited to Dolly Parton, Lizzo, and Sasha Flute.
What?
Who's Sasha Flute? I know Lizzo.
Lizzo, you don't hear Lizzo singing though, do you?
No.
You know that Lizzo plays flute?
And her flute
That's
named
Lizzo.
Sasha.
That's Lizzo playing the flute behind her right
Yep,
now.
that's right.
And her flute is named Sasha
Sasha.
Flute, so they credited the flute on the song.
No,
That's-
that's right. I forgot about that. Lizzo takes her flute serious.
Yeah.
She's a flutist.
Flautist. Yeah.
She's a fluter.
I just think it's great that we didn't know that her flute had a name until this song because Dolly credited the flute on the track too.
That's really funny. I dig. I will say, a lot of times I hate stuff like this because I feel like it's pandering or like, oh, I'll take a song that's already popular and do it. But no, all these that you played are so good. I dig.
Yeah, she's put her own style on all of the songs, which
and it's
that's what I think
good.
is cool about it. Yeah, she kind of did, she did it her way, and I think that's what's great about it. It's like she's gonna record some rock songs, and you're like, it could so easily have been like that album that Pat Boone made, where he was like, Pat Boone does metal, where it's like he just hired a metal band and Dweezil Zappa to arrange everything, and then he just sings his regular like crooner show tunes voice over top of it. That wasn't it. Like Dolly is I think Dolly Parton and Willie Nelson are two people that have had more influence on culture and music than anybody else have, because they're both great songwriters and they never got bigger than their art. It's like Willie smoking weed and Willie, battling the IRS. All of those stories were huge and they were part of pop culture. But Willie still releases 2 records a year. He still tours incessantly, and he does not want to put out something that is, substandard. And I think Dolly's the same way. She just likes making good records, you know?
If you're going to do something, do it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
better not
she's
do
worth-
my segment then.
She's worth $500 million. Oh, she's worth like $700 million. And she still keeps working because that's what she wants to do. That's what I think is cool about it. She's still like looking for, ways to put out a new record and a new twist on something. So,
and that's what I had said earlier about like there's a caveat, to the whole like do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
That's different. She's the positive version. Obviously, her and Willie found what they like, and they still like it 60, 70 years later.
yeah, I mean, Willie's 90 now, and he's still touring.
It's got to be a cool job, though. Your job is to make music, and you make music that people like. Because I've always thought about, like the mentality. Like, I'm sure for the most part, Willie Nelson doesn't wake up every morning and go, I'm Willie fucking Nelson. The next song I'm going to make is amazing. I assume,
think he does.
just like normal people, he probably writes a song and go, man, I hope people like this.
I think so, too,
Even all these years later. And I think a lot of times that's where quality comes from. That's where the quality of my tile work came from. No matter how good I did and everybody said it was perfect, I'm like, that tile over in the corner is a 16th of an inch out where, I just couldn't get it. But nobody else sees that.
Right.
They do. They just don't tell you.
Oh, is that it? Don't tell me that.
I don't know.
I got to go find every house I ever did tile in now and fucking fix that one tile.
Just walk up to the door with a chisel and go, give me 15 minutes.
I was so bad. Like, I even you'd have like pattern tile that has kind of like, it's not something you're supposed to turn a particular direction, but it'll have some kind of stone pattern. And if you don't set it properly, it just looks like a replicated stone pattern over and over and over instead of actually turning it. So I'd get to a point where I'd bring people in and I'm like, does this look good? I was like, I don't know. I kind of, maybe the pattern. They're like, that's where our couch goes. I'm like, yeah, but I can turn that. They're like, that's where our couch goes. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll leave it.
Yeah, nobody's ever going to see that.
Yeah.
Well,
But there's a pissed off roach somewhere that's like, that fucking one tile.
Yep.
Driving me crazy.
we had some people who are listening and are, I guess, watching. They mentioned that you don't have a green shirt on today. They were wondering if everything's okay. You're very blue.
It's funny that you say that because when I put this shirt on, I was like, oh, they're going to say something. I don't have a green shirt today.
Did you join the Air Force?
No, this was just one of those shirts that the last slut bought for me.
It sounds manly when you say it.
It does, but it's not because I wanted them to stay around. So that's where it becomes less manly as they leave and don't tell me.
You figure it out.
I just basically don't get a text back one day. That's how all my fucking relationships have ended. I'm serious. I'm talking about like literally talking daily. The last one, we literally had fucking plans for an S&M, thing at a house she was sitting that had a hot tub, and we had all these fucking plans, and I just never heard from her again.
Well, maybe she didn't want to die. You're
He
a big
showed up
guy.
in his bathing suit with a towel and was like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, the fucking people that were living there were pissed. I was like, wait, I came for the sex fest. Not here, you didn't.
No.
Well, before we get to you wrapping it up with Bushey and all that stuff, you mentioned that you had a little traffic story you wanted to share.
Oh yeah, it was just something that kind of made me, chuckle. It's not that funny, but so I'm leaving my house one day. I think I was going to the vape store, so it makes this a less manly story immediately.
The vape store to get bitches.
Yes, lots of bitches at the vape store.
I'm so not hood.
By the way, I can say sluts because I love sluts. So it's like I can say I mean it with endearment.
All right.
Anyway, so I was leaving my house, and there's a like where the Errol Estates the light is. So there's a light that there's a very short stretch of road, maybe like a 1/16 of a mile between one light to another, and then you get onto the main drag.
I believe it's 1/18 of a mile.
Okay. Anyway, you come out to 441. Now this road and this intersection has been the same for like 20 years. The road is wide enough to turn right.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And turn left.
I know which one you're talking about.
But there are no lines there.
By the
Yeah,
doctor's
yeah.
office.
But yes, exactly. But dentist's office.
Yeah, yeah.
But everybody just knows. Okay. So the other day I'm leaving.
What timeout? I didn't. The first time I moved over here, I didn't know. I was the asshole in the middle of the road, so
Oh,
people
God.
can turn right.
Oh man, you
Well,
did
this
that.
story goes right along with that.
I know,
So.
right.
So I'm like, I pull up and I'm on the left side, and I'm like 3 or 4 cars back. And I don't pick up on it. Usually you just pull up and you're waiting to see, the taillights turn off so
Yeah.
you can go.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and next thing you know, I'm like, man, it seems like it's been a long time, like waiting on this light. And I look behind me, and the entire 1/16 of a mile, whatever it is now full of traffic. And that doesn't happen. This is a light at a rich person's neighborhood, so
Yeah.
it about every 2 minutes it trips
yeah.
so that you can go. Only thing rich about my life.
I live by a rich neighborhood.
Yeah, I live
It's
by.
not that rich
I'm like
of a
outside
neighborhood.
of it. I'm where the homeless people reside.
No.
But
help.
okay. So anyway, so this light usually trips like quickly. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm sitting there, and then I watch, and I've been living there long enough to know the cycle and who goes first. Next thing I know, I see it go through the whole cycle, except for us, and then it goes again, and it starts over. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Annoying.
So I look, and there's like I said, I had 2 or 3 people in front of me. The other guy in front of me was to the left. The next person was to the right. And then I kind of happen to see there is I'm assuming $150,000 Porsche Carrera GT SR big wing, fucking blacked out. I mean, gorgeous Porsche, right? Brand new, probably like the newest GTR they've got. And he's sitting like almost 2 car lengths back from the light.
Oh, and it didn't hit the sensor.
In the middle.
Ah.
In the middle. Nobody can go left or right. The craziest part of this story is we went through 3 light cycles and nobody honked, said nothing.
Oh,
Just
man.
everybody sat there for 3 light
Oh,
cycles.
jeez. That not me.
So finally, I get out of my car and I walk, because I'm like, okay, this person obviously doesn't understand they're
sensors.
not tripping the thing. So
Old person?
I get up, super dark black tint. It was funny because I thought it was a young Asian guy, and like it was so black you couldn't hardly see anything, but going by the haircut. Anyway, and then I'm waving at the side window, and of course you want to be non-confrontational because people
Yeah.
assume that you're road raging if you've gotten out of your vehicle, and I just wanted to let the person know, hey, I don't,
That's why you just
need to
honk,
move up.
brother. Just honk.
Well, but see, honking is even a bit aggressive.
Not if
Way
you
less
do it-
aggressive than me getting out of my car and walking up to you.
Not if you go, doot.
Okay, I'm gonna be real. My horn sounds really gay. It's like, meh.
Come suck me. Come suck me.
No, it'd be like, I suck you. It's like it's that gay of a horn.
Free blowjobs. Free blowjobs.
I want a free blowjobs horn now so bad.
It's like one of those.
Can you imagine you're at a fucking traffic light and you're stopped and you don't fucking you know you're supposed to go and you hear free blowjobs, free blowjobs. I gotta get out of here. Nobody would ever run a red light again.
All right, so you went up the window.
Okay, yeah. So I
banging
walk
on
up. No, I didn't bang on nothing. I'm like I said, beautiful car, and I'm waving at the side window, and nobody, they're not noticing. I could tell he's talking to somebody in the passenger seat. Music blaring, like high as fuck. So I go to the windshield, and I'm like,
You go in front of the car.
so fine. Dude, it was this like 90-year-old guy with a young female with him, fucking jamming out, just enjoying his car. And I was like, excuse me, sir. I was like, I think you need to pull
There
up.
are other people in this world.
Right. I'm not rich with a fine-ass bitch, so you pull up. Get out of my way.
I want to get the staples. I need to buy some paper.
I need vape juice, goddamn.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
So anyway, that was pretty much the story, is that I just walked up.
What did you say when you told him?
He's like, oh, I'm sorry. You could tell he was just
He's
distracted by the beautiful female. Like I
Yeah.
said, this dude's like 90. She was probably like 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she was older but very attractive.
Yeah.
And as soon as I told him, he's like, oh, I'm so. And I just thought, man, that dude is living his best life. You know what I mean? That is the best life. Driving a fucking over $100,000 car.
Trunk full
with
of
your,
Viagra.
with your woman that's 30 years younger than you, jamming out. I mean, dude, they were. You know me. I listen to loud ass. It was loud with the windows up. You know?
Man.
So I just thought it was a funny story, and I thought it was cool that like nobody honked. Like everybody was just like,
everybody's
fuck
being
it.
polite,
Yeah.
courteous.
That never.
So-
Dude, I'm talking about 15 to 20 cars. That
Oh,
shit
man.
don't happen.
Dude,
that.
this person the other day spent like 3 seconds at a light that turned green, and I gave him a little honk, and then I hear this voice in the back goes, "Move it, motherfucker." I don't say that around him too much. He gets that from his mom. I just tell you. But I love it. I love it because everything that's going through my head. The boy says he's got road rage like crazy.
Okay,
I love
so that story and that story ties into something that happened to me. So I'm curious at your opinion on this, right? So I'm parked, walking into Walmart. I've got a cigarette in my hand. I'm walking into Walmart, and this and so this lady comes walking past me with a shopping cart, and she's got a kid sitting in the front and a kid walking with her, and she's waving her hand in front of her face. And she's like, "Put your cigarette out. There's kids around, right?" Well, you're in the back third of a Walmart parking lot. You're lucky you didn't walk into a drug deal. Like that's
true.
almost another country in the back third of a Walmart parking lot. Like
100%.
Like you could have walked up on a guy getting a blowjob for $40, and I've got a cigarette in my hand. And she's like, "Put your cigarette out." So I'm like, I obviously did not put my cigarette out. I just walked past and pretended like I didn't hear her. But I'm like, I had this whole thing going on in my head. And I'm like, should I have said something? Like, because my first thought was going to say, like, "Hey, you made that poor decision to have those children and park in the back third of a Walmart parking lot. Like, you get what you get back here." You know what I mean? Like, there's a guy sleeping in a truck back there that's probably been here for a day or so. Like, if someone's walking through a goddamn parking lot smoking a cigarette at a Walmart, you're getting what you get. Like at that point, right?
I'll do that. I'll smell it. Sometimes cigarettes smoke is a trigger for like my headaches and shit.
Yeah.
And if I smell that, sometimes the wind blows. Somebody's standing by their car and they're smoking a cigarette. And you don't realize. I used to smoke a little bit.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't realize when which way the air is blowing. And people do get really fucking offended because they think if they take one little whiff of the smoke, they're going to get cancer or something. Or it's the Karen inside of them that says, "Hey, I do have a little bit of something to stand on here," and they don't have like very happy lives, and that's that one thing that they can yell at you about. So it might have been that. I think what you did, just ignoring it, just keep walking, it's fine too. It is a free world, and you're outside. You're not doing it inside.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm
So-
like, it's like literally in a parking lot. There is so many cubic feet of air out here that like you can literally go fuck yourself at that point. Like I'm like, all in the open in public. And she's like, "There's kids out here." Well, guess what? I didn't bring them. I didn't even want them.
You're 100% right, and I'll tell you why. Nothing of importance has ever been said in Walmart or the parking lot. Not one, never, ever. In the history of everything, has anything important ever been said?
But I mean, we're talking about the back third of the parking lot too.
I get
It
what
would be
you're saying,
different
yeah.
if I was standing in front of the store
Where everybody's entering.
or walking through the handicap spots or
Right.
something like that. Like I had it timed out perfectly.
no, that's
you
just
know.
somebody looking a bitch.
Yeah.
You know?
But here, Bushey could do the same thing because his vapors smell so yummy, people won't care. It was a smell. And like you said, the people getting blowjobs there, they can't smell the blowjob. They can smell your cigarettes. So
You can
that's what
smell
it-
a blowjob.
that should be the name of the show. You can't smell the blowjob.
You can't smell a blowjob.
unless you sniff his dick after he comes home.
Let me smell your dick.
Okay.
It smells like John's saliva.
What?
John's saliva, because he gave me a blow. Never. I don't know who John is.
And why would you smell his what's
I
the
don't. If she's
smell
gonna,
of saliva?
I'm just saying, if she's gonna smell your dick, all she's gonna smell is John's saliva, because you just got a blowjob from a guy named John in a Walmart parking lot. I hate having to explain my jokes. It
Unless
sucks.
he was a smoker or had some skull in his mouth, then she might smell that.
Saliva has a smell.
Can you imagine getting a blowjob from a girl that dips? Like, don't want to get rid of it. She's like out the side while she's going to town. Like, what the fuck?
When you dip, I dip, we dip, and spit all over each other.
Oh man,
If you ever hear a ting when you're getting a blowjob,
there's
not-
a joke
not
about
good
that. I'll tell you off there.
I love that we still have to say something off air.
Yeah.
Considering what we say on air,
We
I'm like,
have
ooh,
limits.
ooh, what is that?
We have limits. All right.
Oh man, Evan's listening. Apparently, he just said, "Hey, cum bubbles." If you're still listening, Evan, I just mentioned you a minute ago. We were thinking about what would happen if we hooked a vacuum cleaner. Well, I would not say we. I was thinking, what would happen if you hooked a vacuum cleaner up to a fleshlight? If you could actually get it to actually suck your dick, like while you're fucking it. I mean,
It just sounds like easy cleanup to me.
yeah.
What if doing that made it become sentient, and it became like it started making its own music on AI?
Hey, look, guys, my cum vacuum makes music now.
It also has a cure for cancer, but right now I'm gonna get a blowjob.
We used to fit all this money in AI, and all this thing ever does is suck my dick into a vacuum.
It sucks the cancer right out of me.
But it's one of them nifty no bag ones, so all I gotta do is hose it out with a garden hose.
It would be so funny if they actually got to a point where it's like, we finally created perfect AI, and all it wants to do is fuck all the time. Come here, give me that.
I will make you happy.
I swear to
No
God.
need to clean the sheets after me.
I will take care of that.
I'm a dry bitch.
I swear, I think that when we finally do get to the point where people are like, all right, that's it. We've run its course. This is the best AI's ever going to get. All they're going to be doing is pumping out concubines and shipping them to people's houses. And they're like, hey, put in your measurements. What do you want this broad to look like? And then you just open a wooden crate and you're like, okay, guess what? That can't take half my net worth anymore.
Name of the company? Robo Broads.
I would make mine look just like my girl. You guys are laughing.
That was the most beautiful save ever. Oh my god, dude.
Also, the funniest thing ever said on the show. I would make it look a lot like her, just a little bit smaller feet. I hope she's listening.
That's where you get yourself into trouble is with shit like that.
I know. I hope she's listening. I love her very much. I'll rub those massive feet when I get home, baby.
Oh my god.
All right, we're wrapping it up with Bushey.
Not yet. My eyes are blurry from fucking cry laughing. God damn.
I think for the future of your relationship, we should probably do that.
Oh, God.
What, rubber feet?
Oh man, Brittany
Just- wait.
commented, said "screw you," and then she said, "You better," and that must be about the feet rub.
when I get home, it will be screw me.
I told you, just start buying her smaller shoes, like a half size at a time.
Oh, like those geishas.
Yeah,
Just wrap the feet up and then they
Hey,
can't
there you
grow.
go. Right, when she's asleep, just get some ace bandages and tighten them fuckers down.
I ain't got that time.
I ain't got time to wrap my girl's feet so they're smaller than I like.
I give her a lot of crap but her feet are beautiful. They're perfectly normal.
Is it hard fitting the whole thing in your mouth?
I don't do that. No, it's just, I'm a fairly bit larger guy than she is, and we have the same size feet.
Oh man.
Well, but are your feet? What size are your feet?
It depends on what shoe I wear, but like 11 and a half, 12.
That's pretty good size.
Something like that. She slips my shoes on. She's like, "Oh, these are comfortable." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah, them are some big ass feet.
Oh God. Man, y'all just
like that I can
fucking
set myself
y'all
up.
just constantly picking up the shovel.
That's all right."
Well, I don't have to go home to her, so it's okay for me.
She knows I love her. I love her big feet.
I hope so.
There's plenty of love in this heart. To
She's in the
cover those
comment
feet.
section, so
I'm glad she didn't listen to the first segment.
her 3 comments together sound like a sentence we've said to each other on this show. It says, "Screw you, you better know."
All right.
I love the third segment. It's just us being drunk and laughing at
I'm just
Hey guys, let's do this third segment. Big feet. Woo!
Let's fuck some robots, guys.
Yeah.
We actually talked about it one time when we were doing the show at the table. I had the idea of like getting some porn shop or whatever to sponsor the show.
Yeah.
And we would have Owen come in this room that is now our studio and fucking inanimate object and then come back on the air and tell us how it was.
Yes, give us
I'll
the
try it.
sex toy review.
Yeah.
We should still do it, even though we got to be in here with them.
Brittany
watch.
said you better check your phone.
Uh-oh. She did hear the first segment.
Let me do this live on air. Oh,
Yeah. Please do.
Weren't we wrapping it up with?
I have laughed so hard my nose is running. I think I'm getting sick again. It's just chores.
Yeah, on your way home, can you pick up a whole milk and Blue Bell homemade ice cream?
Well, it's one or the other. You don't get both. That's too much dairy.
I made more whipped cream. Yummy. Dude, for Thanksgiving, we made homemade ice cream with the heavy whipping cream.
Yeah.
You throw some sugar in there and a little vanilla, and you mix it really fast. Oh, my God, so good. I was spooning that shit in my mouth. Fuck it.
Well, that's what you do with ice cream.
No, this is the whipped
in your mouth.
cream.
Oh,
the
whipped cream.
Well, you put whipped cream in your mouth, too.
Yeah, all over. God damn it. All right, let's wrap
All
this
right,
up with
yes.
Bushey. Apparently, I got to go grocery shopping now. So. Make a couple comments about her.
Well,
feet.
good
She
thing is you can go to the back third of the Walmart parking lot and find that guy in the Tacoma.
Fair warning, this is going to be pretty bad. I put this together about 30 minutes before I came over, even though we had, what, 2 weeks off?
Compared to the rest of the show, bad? Or, like, what? Never mind.
No, I guess comparatively it's about on par.
All right, well, good.
All right, there you go.
You're the shining star of the show.
Okay. I always like when we got 3 people.
And by the way, this segment is going to end up being its own video, by the way.
Video to what?
Like when I release this on the YouTube channel, I'm cutting this segment and making it its own thing because that was we
great.
ran the gamut of emotions there.
No, I laughed so hard. I'm like I'm got blurry vision because my
What
eyes
it
are
felt
watering.
like is one of those videos of a guy who's like fucking streaking towards a touchdown all by himself, and he's already showboating, and then Brittany jumps in the comments and tackles him at the 1-yard line, and he fumbles.
Almost got through the whole show without getting in trouble.
Your life is a fumble.
That's true. Yeah, when I get home, she's got like a few different personalities. There's the lovely, beautiful little Britty, and then
The beautiful little Britty.
yeah, she's so cute. Then when she gets mad, it's the angry Aztec,
Aztec.
or Mayan, angry Mayan. I like that one better. Yeah. So I couldn't place it. She gets this look on her face. And sometimes I get the side view and shit. And I was watching one of those old history shows, like they were doing
Truth Seekers.
Truth Seekers, maybe. Yeah, that's what it was. And they were showing the like carvings of these Aztecs and these Mayans and shit. And they were this one of like some king with a headdress on, and he looked really angry. And I go, holy shit, that's Brittany when she's angry. Oh my god! Put a fucking feather cap on her. And might as well carve her in wood.
Honey,
head
can you
square.
put on this gold foil helmet real fast with the feather on the top? I think I've seen somebody.
I only get yelled at if you're wearing the feather hat.
And I can say this. It's not racist. She's half Mexican, so it's okay.
Well, wait, but it doesn't mean you can say it. It means she can say it.
I put up with her, so it's I can say whatever I want. I love her so much.
When I love something, that's what I say. I put up with you so good.
No, the thing is, she knows, like, with real emotions, I'm not, like, perfectly good with that. No, none of us are. I would say. So when I pick on you a little bit, that shows everybody else how much I love you because I pick on you.
Yeah, I talk shit about you because I love you.
I don't talk shit necessarily.
He thinks about you so much that's the content for the
Yeah.
show.
Your feet and how beautiful you are,
Stop
baby.
bringing up the feet. Oh my God, I got the hiccups.
You can't help
Stop
but bring
bringing
them
up
up.
the feet.
I'm done. I love your feet.
All right, let's do this.
I was sad because my notebook here that you gave me was in my bag, and I guess it has been sitting in a weird position for 2 weeks now. So I got it out, and it was like all rolled, and I'm like, oh, let me fold this back, and a big old crease right down the middle. I'm like, stupid. Fuck, nobody cares.
Oh, I care. One tear is falling down my cheek.
Okay, so for those who don't know, Rapper Cap, I've got some real rap names, some fake rap names, and they got to try to figure out what's what. God, that's lackluster.
I gotta go to Walgreens to get ice cream.
I got to come up with something better than this.
That's good. I like
Okay,
it.
so I just like to talk shit about it because then if it sucks, it's like the bar.
People
was,
go, yeah. I
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
the intro. It's
The
gonna
bar
suck
was
from
set,
the start.
Exactly.
We knew. Yeah,
we knew this was gonna suck. It wasn't as bad as he made it out to be. Behind the scenes. Oh, is it?
No. Behind the scenes.
Well, there's cameras, so it's the
Oh,
can't be
shit.
that been
Never
behind
mind.
the scenes. Okay, so
Wardrobe malfunction. His dick was out.
Oh shit!
My dick was not out.
Damn it! I missed it.
I'll take it out if
gotta
you want me to.
lower
You
them-
just say so. I mean, I don't think we can cross any more lines this show.
You gotta lower them cameras.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Zoom in.
first of all, we got Glorilla.
Glorilla. That sounds like a woman, and she might be a larger gal, and she goes with Glorilla
I love that he breaks all these down every
just
time.
to be funny. It's got to make sense, or it's not real. So I'm going to say that's cap. No, that's rap.
You saying that's rap?
Yeah, that's real.
Okay.
Gloria, the gorilla.
Glorilla.
Glory the gorilla is. I think I saw a video with her and Robin Williams. They were doing sign language.
Singing for a pizza place.
I'm gonna go cap on that one.
That is a wrap.
Yo, boom, 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 boom. 1-0, game over. Let's go.
Finger guns.
Thank you for not actually playing a real gun sound. And
Yeah.
scaring that.
That was too many finger buttons to push.
Next, we got Gorilla Zoe.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't even tell you. Yeah, that's real. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I did. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Finger.
that's what
Okay.
finger guns.
I told you I was drunk. Goddamn it.
Is there a theme with this one?
Maybe
And this one was Gorilla what?
Gorilla Zoe.
Gorilla Zoe. Gorilla Zoe. I can't think of any world where that would be. Nope. I'm gonna say cap. That's cap.
I think that's rap.
That is rap.
God, mother
Ah.
puss bucket. See, we shouldn't have ended the game.
Tie
right.
score.
Mother puss bucket. Don't ever say puss bucket. That's
It's
gross.
gross.
Yeah,
That's what I say.
the volume leads to the obscenity. a full bucket of pus makes it immediately obscene.
Yeah, if you said like puss thimble, it's like not as bad. Puss pop.
That's just like when you call someone a cum bucket, and you're like, "Oh man, an entire
No,
bucket
no,
of
no,
cum."
no, cum.
I know how long it took me to fill a 20-ounce bottle. If you got a bucket of it,
No, that's why the superior is cum dumpster.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I went to high school with a couple of those.
Yeah, I dated him.
Still haven't met a cum yard can.
What about cum?
But one day,
Cum trash chute. You go way up to the top of the building and hit the fucking dumpster. It's hard, but I did it. Okay. Next we got Waymo.
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 Like Waymo.
Like Waymo this, Waymo that.
Waymo gorillas.
no, this is not. You're trying to tie it. Dude. He's drawing lines that don't exist.
Gorilla Waymo.
Gorilla Waymo.
I'm gonna say Waymo is rap, and he does way more than just rap. He hugs gorillas.
Why we got gorillas in this?
Because there was 2 gorillas in the first one. So
Yeah, get your mind off the fucking gorillas.
I like gorillas. They're nice.
I almost said silverback for one. I was like, maybe that's pushing it a little bit.
I'm gonna say Cap.
That is rap.
Boom, boom. Wait, did I say rap?
And oddly enough, Waymo. This is one that people might even look up, or people would be like, "Oh, there's no rapper named Way." So remember, I told you I worked with Granddaddy South.
Yeah.
At I think it was the Dirty Bush show.
Yeah.
I worked with Granddaddy South at Florida Energy, Water and Air.
Yeah.
He started rapping again, but I guess he couldn't use the Granddaddy, so he was Waymo.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of rap knowledge there.
Nice. Little rap history.
All right, next we got Spinmo.
Spinmo. Huh. They're kind of like Venmo, except without the money. And they do spin.
Well, spin is when you basically drive-bys now, or you're spinning
even.
the block.
Oh, I'm old school. I thought spinning was what you did with records.
No,
if you're a DJ.
no. Spin is
Now it's drive-bys. Fuck
yeah,
me.
it's going to another neighborhood and shooting people of the opposition.
Oh. Okay, well, then I'm going to say that's rap because that sounds like a name a rapper would have. So rap.
Okay. I'm gonna say Cap.
Good.
I made that one up.
God damn it, not so good.
Now you guys are tied 2-2.
Tie score.
Tie breaker. The last one, Gitmo.
Gitmo. Okay, I know that's a real place.
What?
Gitmo.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, Guantanamo Bay.
Oh.
It's yeah, that's the
where they
prison camp.
tortured prisoners. Or something.
Yeah.
If it's not rap related, I don't fucking know.
Remember Lindy?
Coming to be with your
I forget what her
knowledge.
name was. Lindy. Or whatever, she had the cigarette out of her mouth, hanging out of her mouth, and she was doing finger guns. And the
What the fuck are you talking?
then the prisoner had his hood on, had no clue what was going on.
Yeah.
At Gitmo, never mind. All right,
Yeah.
forget it.
No, y'all have to show me because I really have no clue.
It's Guantanamo Bay.
Well,
Yeah.
they called it Gitmo as like.
Yeah, that's what they called it, Gitmo.
I'm gonna say Gitmo as a rapper is real because he got it from Guantanamo Bay.
I want to say things, and I think it's real.
I fooled both y'all. That was a second fake one, and you guys are tied, and we're just gonna leave it like that. I think.
Man, that's the last one. So okay.
Yep.
So we get a tie this
What?
week.
Yeah, tied 2-2.
I'll take that as a victory.
I rarely make up 2, but I was like, fuck it, let's change it up a little bit. But so this week's song,
It's a booty clapper song.
multiple times I have said that I'm not the largest fan of female rappers. I've also said I can't really put my finger necessarily on why.
But you've also said the word bitch multiple times this week, this show. So
It's okay because I mean it with
It's
love.
understandable.
Yes, I mean it with love. But I think what it comes down to, I've tried to analyze it over the last week here. So, because I stumbled across Glorilla, I had heard of her, but I was just like, oh, another female rapper, whatever. I actually really like what she does.
Okay.
First of all, she raps with CMG, which is like Yo Gotti and stuff. They're all from Memphis. I like that dirty South, you know what I mean, style of music. I've always liked Yo Gotti's like beats and stuff. Definitely very heavily Yo Gotti influenced, I would say, but to a point, I don't think you can teach enunciation. You know what I mean? Like
No.
someone's
That's
voice
something that
is,
That's what you learn on Yo Gabba Gabba.
So I will say this: I stumbled across one Glorilla song, and I have been playing this bitch for like a week straight. To me, she kind of reminds me of Gangsta Boo. Like, what she says sounds very believable, and she comes off as gangsta to me and her own person. I think what I don't like is a lot of these female rappers, you can tell it's just like, oh, I banged the producer, so now I have a album. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like that with her. Like, her lyrics are very... I mean, I think we've come to a point now where everybody realizes we're pretty raunchy. I've realized I like raunchy shit, and she's very raunchy, but it's like... I don't know. It's very like empowering. Like from her, I don't like when something seems fake, even if it's guy rappers. And her shit comes off me as very believable. Like I believe everything she's saying. And like I said, I already like CMG and a dirty down south type beat. So
let me smell your taint.
the booty clapper of the week is Glorilla with Blessed.
All right, here we go.
And I bet her real name is Gloria.
I don't know. Maybe.
Gloria.
But like I said, for enunciation, to me, this chick if she hangs in there, is almost like Lil Wayne level of like her just enunciation of stuff. Like, you can say something stupid, but if you say it where it sounds cool.
Right. It's all about inflection.
Dude, the way she said like fucker or motherfucker.
He got 99 problems and the biggest one is me. He got all of these little bitches and the biggest one is me. Keep a mug up on my face, I know they trying to get to
This just sounds gangster, right?
It does, yeah.
I be smoking weed.
I think she
It's
pissed
cool to
with me.
have a man, but things some I need is sweetie. If you want a buddy back, you gotta tell me please. Money long check. Pussy good check. Mama straight check. Right now I'm feeling blessed. Right now I'm on that yes, and now I'm planning on letting up. We probably won't be popping shit if nobody was mad at us. I'd rather get a people hope it's pointless to be giving fucks. Keeping around my neck look like my ops when they be linking up.
Her like enunciation is so good.
On the way to MIA, but I'm from Tennessee, living in the suburbs now. I still got ratchet tendencies. I'm juiced up now, they throwing shots. I still be drinking Hennessy. My yellow bumping ass, I'm feeling like a speed bump. All these labels watching, looking at me like I need her. My cousin in a toxic situation, need to free her. See me at the top, a hoe can't pay me shit to meet up. Bills paid check, edges slave
like
check.
it?
Bitches hating, yup.
I don't see my booty moving to that.
Pussy clean, yup. You shop on Sheen, yup. They making mean. On the gun, he got 99 problems and the biggest one is me. He got all of these little bitches and the biggest one is me. Keep a mug up on my face, I know they trying to get
Every
to
one
tea.
of her
I don't be
music
fucked up by
videos,
nothing,
those girls
'cause I
twerking
be
on
smoking
headlights.
weed.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool to
She even
have
got a
a
line
man,
in one of the
but
songs
things
saying,
some I
"We're all
need
out here
is
twerking
sweetie.
on
If you want
headlights"
a
or
buddy
something.
back, you gotta tell me please.
Well, I did notice that she also has a song from this same record with Cardi B.
Oh, probably.
A song called Tomorrow 2 with Cardi B.
Tomorrow, TOO.
Number 2. Tomorrow, number 2. Not, I think just a poop tomorrow.
No, the one that she's best known for is it up there? She did a song with Fabio Foreign or Flavio or Fabio Foreign. Is that on there?
That one doesn't. I mean, I just typed in what you sent me. So yeah, so I've been
I
looking.
mean, y'all want a second song? Or?
No, I mean, I think.
No, this was plenty.
So,
No!
what's the name of that song you're talking about?
Oh, shit. Hold on 1 second.
I'm just looking at her Spotify profile. So one thing I will say is, like, when you were talking about like female artists and not being it, whether you're into it or not, I'm the same way when it came to like female comedians, and I think what it is to me is like I have to be able to relate. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not that, and like there's a lot of guys who go, women aren't funny, and I'm like, no, it's just because they're saying stuff you don't relate to. So women think they're funny because
Or
it
you don't wanna
relates
hear.
to them, yeah, or vice versa. So I think there's certain comedians to me like that that are just it's relatable to anybody, and they're funny, and so it's just not like whenever somebody says, oh, I don't know why people like them, they're not funny. And I'm like, no, they're funny. It's just like it's just not.
Well, that goes
for
back to
you.
what I was talking about earlier about how, like, me and Owen were both very similar in the fact it's like, oh, I'm not going to do this because everybody's already done it or people are already doing this. But
Why waste the time?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's all in who people decide they want to, consume their media or their
How
products
relatable
or-
you are. Exactly
Yeah,
what he
it's
said.
the market that they're the market that they're focusing on.
So, are you pulling that up?
Yeah. So
Okay,
so this one that you're talking about, it's called Cha Cha Cha. It's it's Glorilla. What's his name?
it's either Flavio or Flavio.
It's Fivio Foreign
it's
and CMG the label.
Right. Well, CMG, the label, is Yo Gotti's label, and it's really funny because it used to be CMF, which was Cocaine Mafia Family, and then everybody started getting all these Ricos, so they changed it to CMG, which is like the Collective Music Group. But everybody knows. But no, so this is the song that I guess got her really big, or she's really well known for. But this is a existing song. Like this beat and everything was a different song.
I got Drake on me, I make that bitch sing la la la. Slide down on the ups and make them do cha 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 cha. This my shit, I'm about to come.
That's Cardi B right there, right?
No, it's Glorilla.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So it was funny. I seen this whole meme about this that were like, "Oh, I've heard this Glorilla song in like 10 different scenarios." Do you remember the little meme where there was a little girl and she'd walk 2 steps and go cha-cha-cha?
Yeah,
and then walks in and go cha-cha-cha. So it was that. It was the Lion King where he's holding him up and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, believe it or not, if you pull out a certain part of this beat, it's like the Lion King music in the background.
Oh,
so
that's
this
great.
song is basically like a combination of like 7 different things that were all popular.
Okay. Yeah, I just like the rhythm to it. Anytime something's different, that I've listened to it and I go, it makes me interested if it's not something I can immediately go, I've heard that before. You know what I mean?
He is so polite, man. Just the way you said that. You're like, you found something positive to say about this.
No,
Well, guess what? He might have thought it was positive, dickhead.
He goes, what I like is that it's different. I can see a beat in it and listen to
Look,
it.
if you're mad about me shitting on Skull Island or whatever, you know.
No, listen to the rhythm of it. What I'm saying
Frog
is,
Island.
what so in
Wide
the
Frog
early
Ranch.
2000s, there was all of these songs where the actual flow of the rapper of the MC was there was like da 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 da, but rest da 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 rest. And when I first heard that, I'm like, this is annoying as fuck. Like, I want to hear somebody flow the fucking start of the verse to the end of the verse, but that was just because that was what I was used to. That's what I liked. The more I listened to it, I'm like, it grew on me where I'm like, okay, that's harder to write. Like, that's way more difficult to do that.
Well, this goes.
And so then I started hearing, like, when in the early 2000s, Timbaland was writing beats that were different time signatures. And then when you had to write to it, you couldn't just write 16 bars because it wasn't 4/4, it was 3/4, or it was 5/8. And then you're like, wow, that's a totally different time signature. And then when I realized people were having to rhyme to that time signature, I'm like, okay, that's way more difficult. It makes me want to listen to it. It makes me interested to hear things that are like off of what you consider to be the beaten path for any of this. And that's what I kind of am interested by. And it doesn't matter, like, whether it be like when I started getting into Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas, like what they were doing with music is what made me interested. I'm not necessarily like one of those people that just like jumps into a pop star and goes, yeah, that's fucking great, I love everything they do. What I like about it is the process they were using and still are using. I've still not heard something that those two put out that isn't interesting to me, because they're doing it a totally different way than anybody else is. And I think that's what it is. It's cool to me. I'm a fan of the product, but I'm also a fan of the process, you know?
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's like we were having the discussion one time about Old Dirty Bastard. Old Dirty Bastard, when I first
he was
heard
off
him,
tempo constantly,
dude,
but it was so fucking good.
When I first heard Old Dirty Bastard, I was like, they found some crackhead and thought it would be funny to, like, you know, put him on a song or something. And then the more you learn about rap and understand rap and start, you know, I'm freestyling and everything, I'm like, this dude is a fucking monster. He says what he wants, where he wants, and whatever tempo he wants, and somehow makes it all fit, along with, like, ad-libbing for himself and stuff. Like, no, Old Dirty Bastard was a monster, bro.
You know what? And I was just getting ready to pull up the song.
Is he still alive?
So no,
he
he passed away quite a while ago. But here's my favorite example of that is this track. When it jumps in, he's got the first verse in this song, and I swear to God, it sounds like he doesn't know where to come in, and so he just jumps in, and everybody just accepts it, and then he runs on this verse that sounds like he's rambling. You don't know where he's going. Then when he gets to the end of it, you go, holy fucking shit, what was that? Like, check this out.
I'll be honest, I don't even know what you're playing, and I guarantee it's good. Like, that's how good ODB was. You ever heard ODB, Owen?
Yeah. Sure.
Check this out. When they start hut 1, hut 2, hut 3, hut, and he comes in. Here we go.
Shame on the nigga who tried to run game on a nigga.
That's him.
But wild with the trigger. Shame on a nigga who tried to run game on a nigga. Who busts our fuck ass up. Yo, hut 1, hut 2, hut 3, hut. Old dirty bastard, live and uncut. Styles unbreakable, shatterproof. To the young youth, you wanna get gun? Shoot. Wow, how you like me now? Don't fuck the style, ruthless, wow.
He's all over the place, dude. It's ridiculous.
Wanna get on it like that? Well then shout. Your RZA, your razor, hit me.
That's
with
the RZA that comes in right after him. He just had this style. Huh? Is that meth?
Yeah, I think so. I think RZA's the producer, right?
Yeah, he is. But I thought he did verses on this. This is 30 Chambers. This is the first album.
Yeah, but no, that's Method right there.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, it's Method.
Method Man.
Method. Okay, so they're not on meth.
I mean,
I'm not saying that.
in the '90s, everybody was on everything. So
that was one of their things where they would, and I'm not trying to speak out of turn, but I believe the story I heard was that they would basically do uppers and spend they would rent a studio.
Days.
And spend rent 24 hours of studio time. They would all do uppers and then spend the entire 24 hours tracking. So it was like, we're going to make one album in 24 hours and then be out. And it was a way of, so also their sound, people go, oh, it has this dirty lo-fi sound. And RZA said, yeah, because back then samplers only had so much storage space. So if I reduced the sample rate down to the lowest sample rate that the machine would accept, I could store so many more samples in the machine. So their sound was dirty because he was trying to maximize the space that they had available to them. So all of this stuff that made up the Wu-Tang Clan, their sound was from necessity. They weren't trying to be different. It was because they didn't have money, and so they maximized every dollar they spent.
I was really impressed when I heard him go, hey, that's meth right there. I was like, you can tell what drugs are on? I'm like, good for you.
It's funny, too, because I do like some Wu-Tang, but overall I would say I'm not necessarily like a Wu-Tang fan.
Right.
But I'm a fan of every one of the Wu-Tang members individually.
Yeah,
all their, love Method Man, love Red, all that shit, but, to get some of the stuff together was good, but it's just for me they were all almost better as individual artists.
So we've talked about it before, and actually he's talked with us, chatted us through the comment section. But we got to get Matt Ills on the show one day because he had Ghostface Killah in town not too long ago.
Oh, wow.
He crashes at his house and does a show. He knows all those guys. He knows everybody in the hip. It's a mutual respect thing they all have. But he had Ghostface Killah in town.
Oh God, he hasn't listened to my segment, has he?
Yeah. Oh no, he has.
Oh,
no,
God.
he said.
I'm sorry.
Me
man.
and him. No, me and him. No, we've talked about it before, and he's like, no. He said he likes that. He likes your analysis on stuff. So he just likes.
Oh shit.
He likes people who actually listen more than just I need to get hyped up to go sell some drugs. It's when you listen to a song and you're you break it down, which is cool.
I like to hype myself up while I'm doing the drugs.
My only qualification.
Oh, that's the best thing.
My only qualification. I've been listening to this shit for 30 years.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just all my opinion on how I feel about it. So if he thinks it's in any way slightly viable as an opinion, that's pretty cool. Because I don't even think.
He's the one.
I don't value my opinion.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Hey, no, look, your opinion is just as worthy as anybody else's, for the most part.
Coming from someone whose opinion doesn't matter either. None of our opinions matter. We don't mean shit.
Shut up and rub some feet. Oh, I fucking love you
Sometimes
guys. I miss this.
Yes.
2 weeks feels like forever.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it felt like a fucking light year.
Hey, I appreciate you, Bushman. You do a great job in this segment, and it gives me a chance to kind of sober up before I go home. So I appreciate that.
All right. That's good.
Wait, are we supposed to be sobering up in the third segment?
No, I don't think
that
so.
Is not the way I play it.
If that's what if that was what we've been aiming for, we've failed.
I'm just saying your
I
segment.
didn't get the memo.
Your segment makes me sober up. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Understandable.
Are
you going to listen to Blessed on the way home?
Is that what that song was?
The first one, yeah. The actual, no.
Probably not. I'm going straight to hell. Don't bless me.
Keep your blessings, bitch.
Fuck your blessings.
I might. You know what? I might listen to it.
Fuck Your Blessings was the third ODB album.
That one I might listen to. Since
He did that entire album with a balloon of heroin in his intestines.
Yes. Yep.
That's how he died.
Oh, that's not as funny.
He was in the booth recording and the balloon burst and he died. Yeah.
Oh, old dirty bastard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, with a name like Old Dirty Bastard, you expected him to live a long life.
This is something he might be interested in. So he he incited a federal investigation because on MTV, they were doing MTV Cribs. He took a limo to the welfare office to pick up his check.
I did not know that, but that 100%.
Did you not know that?
No. That's
awesome. Look it up. It's so funny. He's like, yeah, come with me. We're going to pick up a paycheck. And he goes, because he was cheating the fucking system because he was under an LLC of Wu-Tang, and he was still claiming welfare at the same time.
I love shit like that. Fuck the government.
Smart.
So the last song I have to play here for this Dolly Parton record, I think this is not the best song on the album. It's the coolest song to me because she covered a song that was made famous by her goddaughter, and so
Who's her goddaughter?
Well, check it out.
Oprah Winfrey.
No.
We clawed, we chained our hearts in vain. We jumped,
Miley
never
Cyrus?
asking why. We kissed.
That's her
I
goddaughter.
fell under
She
your
learned to play
spell
banjo from
of
Dolly.
love. No one could deny.
I'm happy I had no idea.
Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you.
I will tell you this, and I have no shame telling anyone this. If you dig into Miley Cyrus, she's a bad bitch, dude. Like, she can play. Watch her play guitar. Like, she's fucking, yeah. She gets pinned as one of those, like, Disney, like, pop stars. But if you really look into, like, her stuff, she's really fucking talented.
She shed that, like, Disney image when she went on her.
I was going to say, she's
Yeah.
slutty, so I'm in.
Yeah. She's in her panties on the wrecking ball.
Yeah. That's her. And her voice, too, like.
Raspy, kind of
Yeah.
like that sexiness. Yeah.
She can sing like a motherfucker, but also, like, watch her pick a fucking banjo or play guitar and, like. Her dad, obviously, is a musician, but.
Achy breaky heart. I don't know.
Yeah, but.
You know, I've been thinking next karaoke.
Achy breaky heart?
I think so. I think I might have to go
I think
there.
you should do this song.
Oh, I'll do it.
In your underwear.
Don't tempt me.
It was funny that they did this because Miley covered one of Dolly's songs for during the pandemic. She did Jolene. So I think it's pretty cool that, like, the two of them, you know, traded
sharing
songs.
their art.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing you just wailing on this song. You've got to do this one.
I'll do it. But you got to stay long enough to hear
And
it.
listen how good their voices sound together.
can't
No,
promise
I actually didn't know it was two people at first.
Yeah, that's her and Miley.
No, it sounds like Dolly harmonizing with her own backing
Yeah.
track. You know? Yeah, Miley, I won't talk shit. That goes back to what we were just talking about the female comedians. Well,
Yeah.
that's not made for you.
Exactly
Guess
right.
what? Miley Cyrus doesn't make music for 44-year-old, fat white dude
Yeah.
who wants to bone gorilla.
I dig it.
What's the bone gorillas?
No. Oh, whatever. I'm not massaging their feet.
Are you guys ready to wrap this up?
I did not call you a gorilla. That was Bushey.
You've been listening to Pop Culture Radio. We'll see you again. It won't be next week, by the way, but a week after.
Not next week. Week after.
Yes. All right.
Pop Culture Radio has been a Weird Florida production.